Hello and welcome back to Video Games. I'm Tim Rogers.
Oh, that's me. Hi, this is Heather Alexandra.
And you are watching Kotaku.com play Death Stranding.
Didn't quite understand that we had started.
Oh, we've started all right.
Who knows? We might not even use this.
We might not use this. You might be watching this. You might not be watching this. Primarily, we're making this recording for me to use as B-roll in my video review.
You need footage there, bud. But it also gives us a chance to talk about a game that we've been talking about nonstop in the office.
Absolutely nonstop. We're going to need to not spoil anything at all.
Death Stranding.
Can you go into the options?
Yes.
So I'm gonna direct Heather here, and I need you to just turn the subtitles
off. And I'm
off.
doing this with consent. This is not a backseat driving situation.
I have very few directions for you.
So we got to turn off some subtitles.
Yeah, turn off the sub-Ts.
Where we got that in game settings, you think? That's difficulty.
It's in graphics.
Graphics.
Oh, you have it on hide spoilers. That's good.
Language.
Wait, what other languages are there?
Subtitles.
Subtitles off.
I think it's just...
Francais.
I think there's, a couple other things. There's Portuguese.
I'm going to play this whole game in Portuguese because I'm an idiot. But later, though.
Anything else?
Okay, can you put all the screen brightness settings to neutral? Actually, that's good. That's good.
That's fine.
It's just don't adjust anything. No, press triangle to restore defaults. Yeah, please. Okay, that's good. Because
it's not bad. It's actually, that looks almost exactly the same.
This is for, just for the video, I want to make sure everything's on neutral.
Anything else we need, bud?
I suffer a lot when I play video games because
suffer
I
constantly.
have to. I suffer even more than I would like to, whatever that means.
I feel it in my bones.
Because I have to set everything on neutral and I have to play without HDR, and it's a headache. So what we're going to do is we're going to start a new game.
I'm going for it.
And just let the cutscenes play.
Yeah.
And put it on.
I wonder.
Let's put it on normal.
I just want to say that they have this very easy option. I have no clue what that would be like, except Kojima made a very big
tweet where he said
where he's like, you can play it on whatever.
Several of the actors who were in the game wanted to play, and they were not gamers.
This is the Mads Mikkelsen difficulty.
Yeah, so Mads Mikkelsen was probably able to beat the game.
But on normal and hard, this has not struck me as a particularly difficult game.
You know what? That's probably a good subject for a video. We can do the exact same thing. Did you notice that every time you die, they stick a tooltip on the screen for like 3 minutes?
Oh, they're big.
That tells you can change the difficulty.
Or when you're doing other stuff in the game that you've already done before, and they're like, "Hey, bud, what's up with this tool that you got?" Oh, wow, it's making me do it again.
Oh, just confirm everything.
There we go. Oh, wow, that's me. That's
819.
819. And then it tells you this.
Higher levels of Doom's abilities have been observed in those born under constellations such as Cancer, Pisces, Cetus, Delphinus, and Gygus. Cetus is a whale.
It's true. Delphinus is the name of the ship from Skies of Arcadia.
Oh, yeah, it means dolphin.
Yeah.
So here's what we're going to do.
This isn't even really part of the game yet.
We're just going to not skip anything. This...
I
screamed when I saw this. I was like, this is incredible.
Let's establish one thing.
Ludens.
Is that we are enjoying ourselves with this game. Mostly.
God, that production
whale.
company.
Mm-hmm.
That production splash goes all the way.
Powerful stuff.
The rope, along with the stick, are two of mankind's oldest tools. The stick to keep the bad away, the rope used to bring the good toward us. They were our first friends of our own invention. Wherever there were people, there were the rope and the stick.
It's Kobo Abe.
Nawa. Ooh, yeah, he's talking. A bang which gave birth to time and space.
Then there was an explosion.
And then there was another explosion. Sent the planet spinning, huh? We got the subtitles off so that I can use this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use this for B-roll. It's just a black screen. Because I want to use... there are so many shots of just characters standing around talking that I'm like, this would be great to just throw in the background.
And then for those of you who didn't understand from me going through the menus, I'm also going to be piloting and playing the game right now.
Oh, yes.
That was on your suggestion. You were like, hey, you should do that. And I was like, okay.
I've played a lot of this game, and I just don't want to play it right now.
Man, so you
it's so stressful.
You've played probably 80 hours or something?
I'm on 70-some.
Yeah,
I'm almost all of it.
I'm hovering about 60, 62 right now. It's a long game.
I'm going to tell everybody, if you take your time with it, if you want, I think I wish I would have been able to take more time on
Also,
Chapter 3.
This music, don't be so serious, man.
Oh my God.
Some low roar.
I like the music.
Leah Seydoux,
I'm cool with new stuff.
who folks might, if they don't know her from other stuff, might remember her from James Bond.
She was in Mission Impossible 4, Ghost Protocol.
She's been in a couple spy movies. Troy Baker.
TB.
That's Joel from The Last of Us.
Oh man, yeah, he's got a wide range. It's
He does.
Joel from The Last of Us and Booker DeWitt from
And Booker.
BioShock Infinite, which
Two-
came out within months of each other and have the same theme.
Two dads.
Yeah, two dads
One of
guiding
them, they're both angry.
a young girl.
Here we go.
Nicholas Winding
Winding
Refn.
Refn.
I like that guy.
He's okay in this. I like seeing him around. His character is very friendly.
Jesse Corti, he does the voice
He does
of
the voice of the
GDT.
Guillermo.
Guillermo del Toro, who was just too busy to
Yeah.
do his own voice.
So there's a guy who looks like Guillermo. It's his appearance, but not his voice.
What a special appearance. Norman Reedus and his magical fetus.
Yeah.
I love saying
Lindsay
that.
Wagner.
The bionic woman. She's not bionic in this, though, is she?
No.
I don't want to
There's-
spoil anything for anybody.
You know, I'm not going to spoil much either, but I will say there's some robot stuff in this.
Oh my God! Oh, the
Okay,
time fall.
My favorite thing. So I'm just going to explain this right away because I love it.
A drop of rain turned his hair gray.
So there's freaky stuff happening in the world of Death Stranding, and one of those freaky things is rain is somehow messed up and ages things and corrodes things very quickly.
The time fall,
It is
they call it.
called time fall.
They don't say rain; they say time fall.
It can corrode metal, which whatever, that's like, oh, acid rain, but also it literally turns you old.
Turns you into an oldo.
Technical term.
Oh, he's got his birds.
It's evocative stuff. I think if anything else, this game has been a very lush visual experience.
The birds are his best friends.
Yeah, he loves them. I don't know if that's true. We're just chatting it over, friends. Chatting over the good stuff. You can see this is when we kind of start switching to a little bit more gameplay stuff. Those birds are done, though.
I remember seeing these birds in the trailer and being like, what's the deal with those birds? Like, why do they all die?
There
And it's
she is
because
right
they got
there.
hit by the rain.
Leah Seydoux. It looks like he hits her. Doesn't.
So he's wearing materials
Protective materials.
which are resistant to the
To
time
the
fall.
time fall.
Or are they? Are they resistant to the time fall? I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say they're not. They're just good materials.
Is anything resistant? So now we're in gameplay.
So did you know, like, I own a jacket, for example, that will never biodegrade.
You can put a lot of stuff on your back in this game. That's my gameplay.
My
comment.
jacket will never rot.
Yeah.
So basically,
mine
he's
will.
wearing permanent clothing. Oh, tap to scan. Oh, so my other
it tells
direction
you
is
stuff.
just do every tutorial tip as soon as it tells
Oh,
you to.
I'm gonna, bud.
So you're looking at the topography here.
You can grab a lot of stuff. Mostly you can put it on your back, but you can also, if you want to, carry it by hand. And if you let go of the button,
You got to hold the trigger.
you let it go down.
Yeah, just like if he walks with the and you're not holding the button, he drops it. Don't trust this guy with your football, is what I would say. Because
Gotta find our way
he's
down.
Sam Butterfinger Bridges.
Yeah.
So he lost his bike, and you're not going to get your bike back for a while.
No, not at all. For a while, you're just hoofing it in this game.
He has that metal suitcase for this first mission because if you've got your HDR turned on, they want you to be really impressed.
Want it to be nice and shiny.
Shiny stuff just looks wild on HDR.
That being said, all the time fall that's happening, I want to say, affects stuff in your gameplay. If you take too long in the rain and you got packages to deliver, boy,
It will age.
those things will age and deteriorate, and you can fail your deliveries.
Yeah, failing a delivery is incredibly depressing in this game.
It stinks because you have to go really far in this game from point A to point B at any given time.
Oh, that is Norman Reedus.
Whoa, is it?
He's got the worst facial hair in the world. He has worse facial hair than me.
I love PT.
He's got like a little tiny bit, like just like a couple of rat hairs curled up on the side of his cheek.
A little bit like a 14-year-old trying to prove himself.
Yeah, he's a little bit, I call that lunchroom style. He's got lunchroom facial hair. Where he just struts around the lunchroom. And
I forgot about this. I forgot that every now and then there's like actual animals in this hell world.
I am poised to finish the game where I am right now, so I wanted very deeply to rewatch the first chapter because
you have a little bit more context.
I want a little more context when I go in because I don't get to have the same experience as the typical
skin right there.
Ages. He's got a little wrinkliness there, so I don't get to have the same experience with video games as a typical game player does.
Yeah.
I get to have a slightly less normal experience than the typical critic does because I have to make a video and I force myself to make a very elaborate video.
You repeat stuff in ways that I don't, but also we both play through things. Like this is a game. I think one of our number one tips has always been when you're going to play this, take it slow.
Yeah.
And you and I don't get that luxury.
Take it slow on chapter 3. Get to chapter 3
just
and then
chill. Luxuriate in it.
I would say take your time up to chapter 3. But the game actually, more so than your Metal Gears or other AAA games, the game encourages you super strongly to take your time.
It's true.
It's very nice about that because it has all these online components. You know?
Yeah, I don't know how many of those we'll get to engage with in this little opening part, but there's a lot. Oh, hello.
Oh, they've got BTs.
BTs. We know what that stands for.
All this stuff was so cryptic in the trailers. How disappointed were you when seconds into chapter 2, they just start using like simple English Wikipedia explanations for what all this stuff is, and you're just like, oh, okay, I understand it all now.
Well,
had years of mystery, just now it's like you rip the Christmas presents open. It's like, oh, I got it all.
Well, that's kind of, I was saying what I meant earlier about the whole visual lushness is that this is like, I'm into it.
Yeah.
The idea, like all the stuff happening around, the monsters, the shadows, the time fall.
Did the BT just eat the deer?
The deer ran off, I think.
Because there was a scream.
Maybe. But then you're right. When you start to put together the pieces, it's actually not that complicated, even though they try and make it sound complicated.
Yeah. There's
basically, it's Ghost. It's like Freak Ghost.
I've gotten far enough into the game where I've heard most of the explanations for most of the stuff, except it's just made me want to know more about the stuff that hasn't been revealed. So I gotta say, Kojima got me with this game. He got me. All the twists and turns. Pretty much all of the twists and turns in the story are not where I expected them, which means he got me.
There's some stuff.
He doubly got me.
That surprised me. We can't talk too much. But
yeah,
boy, gosh, you were like, wait till you hit a point, and I was like, I'll hit that point. Yeah. Then I hit that point, and I immediately sent you a message late at night going, oh, ha, hoo ha, because it was something else.
Yeah, it's wild.
Every now and then this game pulls that carpet out from underneath you.
Yeah, it's real good at that. More so than...
Lots of people crying in this game.
Oh, yeah, crying, which is a side effect of dooms, right?
It's like allergies to chiral energy or something. That will all make sense one day.
You got to have the HDR on your TV tuned just right to see that.
The little stuff right there.
Maybe messing with your HDR settings is a tip.
Yeah, take it out
to tell people mess with your HDR until you can see the bad guys.
Yeah, here's our tip. It's actually the HDR in this game is pretty good.
Yeah, the HDR is fantastic.
It's pretty good especially for a PlayStation game.
I wish I could play it. Prologue. Porter, not the world famous Japanese brand of luggage. Which, wait, look at this. My wallet is a Porter. See?
Congratulations.
Look at that.
God.
Look at that beautiful wallet.
You had that right in your pocket.
I did. Well, I mean, it's my wallet, right?
Yeah.
It's a Cordura. You see this? Look at this.
Oh, he's unzipping it now.
It's a Cordura wallet. It even has a Cordura logo in there.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Porter, world famous Japanese brand of luggage. Seems like such a coincidence.
Not what this thing is.
No. But
They mean.
why not, though? I know Kojima owns a piece of Porter luggage. I know he has to.
See them, right?
No, but I can sense them.
So people with dooms
Have
can
different-
see or sense.
Yeah, different amounts of awareness and connections to the BTs, which are the freaky ghost. So he can sense them.
Dooms, DOOMS, is some sort of allergy-like sickness, disease-like syndrome condition where
I've heard of you.
you can see or hear or sense the BTs.
Some sort of sensitivity to otherworldly stuff.
Look at his boots, his wicked boots.
A lot of people in this game have, even for like field gear, some pretty good stuff.
It's like, what if Yeezy designed NASA's
Little bit.
uniforms? I love all the big words on stuff. She's got her name written down.
We were
her
talking
sleeve.
about the sunglasses earlier, which
the JF Rays.
our buddy Norman Reedus gets some JF Rays. These are the delicious food bits that folks eat.
If you accidentally like,
Light of day keeps the time fall away.
if you accidentally look away from your TV when she eats this, don't worry. You'll have plenty other opportunities later in the game to watch her eat one of these things.
Yes, if you want to watch people eat weird floaty cryptobioids or whatever they are.
They are extremely large water bears, which are like sea monkeys.
That's true. Yeah.
Water bears are creatures that can exist in a state of necrosis for thousands upon thousands of years. They're
Yeah.
found
Me too, man.
they're found in dehydrated format in dehydrated form in like ancient Egyptian tombs. They found them.
Yes. So she is we're talking over a lot of stuff. People in the comments, if we're using this, are probably saying, "Why are you talking over the stuff?" Blah blah blah. But we've seen it. But
Yeah.
her name is Fragile. She's played by Lea Seydoux, and
She's been soaked in the time fall
a
from
lot
neck
of
to
her
toe.
body, except for her face, been hit by that time fall.
She's basically Australian because she's down under. Down under, she's old. I don't know what that means.
You had a fragment of it for a minute.
He's got the word porter right there on his shoulder.
That's how we know.
She has a really good duffel bag. I like her duffel bag.
Those things never stay gone.
Is she gonna do the thing?
She's gonna pop out.
Yeah, I love it. I actually really like when she does it.
I'm Norman Reedus. He's got a lot of nylon on.
I don't yet have my freaky fetus.
Man, he's wearing this. I like this white nylon suit that he has in the beginning.
Well, eventually you can kind of adjust the color of a lot of them.
Yeah, my guy's all in black.
The time fall fast forwards.
Pretty hardcore, man. Yeah, it fast forwards everything.
Yeah, she just, like,
touches.
Everything away.
Flat out explains exactly
Every now
what
and
it
then
is.
the game goes, "This is the thing,"
Yeah.
which is a very Metal Gear thing to do.
Sam Porter.
Metal Gear.
Huh?
Porter Bridges.
Time
If he
fall.
were
Oh,
really
they don't-
Solid Snake, he would. Yeah, they don't
They
show.
don't show it yet.
She Batmaned him.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's what that feels like.
oh my God, that was I loved that line in Dark Knight
It's like
Rises.
one of the few good lines in that trilogy of movies.
Yeah. Well, what about why so serious?
Oh, whoa, yeah. So now we just gotta deliver our stuff.
I'll tell
So
you what. When
a-
you make a joke video about the Joker, and then someone replies with a huge long comment about how it's not funny, and then you reply with why so serious, they get even madder. Oh
now we
yeah,
got more
don't be
music
so
again.
serious.
Yeah.
That's
I
another
told you it
line
was
from
low
the,
roar.
He got Batmaned, and now he's being told he's being asked why so serious.
So I guess a lot of people are gonna say, "Hey, what do you do in this game?" And one of the things you do a lot
As you
is
walk very
walk
slowly.
all over the place, from one place to another.
If we are using this video, you've already had access to our reviews for
Both-
7 days.
Both my written review and your wonderful video review.
My video review, where I'm going to, I haven't actually written it yet. So you're listening to me before I wrote it. However, you're watching this after you've seen it, possibly. So
Speaking
this is
of written, not to interrupt, but see right there.
There's the dead deer.
Not just written by Kojima. Is it right there? Oh yeah, that thing ran out in some time fall and got.
it's time. Oh my God, it's rotted.
Oh boy. The things you realize on a second or third playthrough of a sequence. Yoji Shinkawa.
Yoji Shinkawa, more like love that guy.
He's great.
Go ahead and do a censor here.
Oh.
Just. Oh, it's blue. That means you can cross
That
it,
means
but
you
it's
can
yellow
cross it,
down
but
there.
yellow's bad, and then if it's red, you're gonna get swept the hell up.
Oh, is that discarded cargo?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick it up. and I still am gonna put it on my back right now. You can carry a lot of stuff on your back in this
Oh
game.
yeah, it gets outright comical at points.
Yeah, it's tons. I like this opening sequence a lot. I don't know why. It hit me right.
I love
credits.
the
games.
credits. Yeah,
Always been a fan of that.
I love credits. I feel like I wish it would be a trend. I wish there would be more credits that take place during the ends of movies.
Oh yeah.
Not a
Right.
not a cut to black and a roll, but
as things were going.
There are 2 movies I can think of that have credits that happen during the end of the movie, and they're 2 of my favorite movie endings.
The Departed. No.
I mean, The Departed has credits 18 minutes in.
That thing's got a rat at the end
18
of
minutes.
it.
Oh God, the rat, the
It's
CGI
got it right
rat.
there. No, hit me with it, Tim.
The 2 movies that I can think of that have credits at the end, while there is still on-screen action happening, are Michael Clayton,
Whoa,
starring
yeah.
George Clooney,
That's the oil companies.
and Call Me by Your Name. Have you seen Call Me by Your Name?
I believe they gave it out to us one year as a screener
It
for being
has-
in the Writers Guild.
It's the movie that basically made the career of that Timothy Chalamet, who's now going to be in everything. He's going to be in goddarn everything, and he deserves it.
I got caught on a rock right there. I feel a little
He gets to
silly.
be the George Clooney at the end of Call Me by Your Name's credits.
Let's scan this.
Yeah, look at that. So while you're walking in the water, it does take stamina just to walk,
Yes.
and you can hold the triggers to
I'm holding both my left and right
to
triggers
grip the
here.
straps.
Because otherwise I do this and I might fall.
Yeah, you got to grip for balance.
Yeah.
It's like we've all gripped backpack straps with 2 hands before.
Yeah,
We've all done that.
Especially when you're a kid.
And
It's a
especially
heavy bag full of books.
Especially if you got beat up in middle school a lot,
Oh, you're-
like in the 90s.
Hit me with some heavy stuff there, Timothy.
You definitely, look at this 2-strapping loser. And you get beat up for 2-strapping.
What's this Lisa Frank bullshit?
Yeah, so I love that we're going to have this very clean capture of the intro for me, because most players' experience with this intro is going to be falling over a lot.
Yeah, except for the part where I got caught on a rock. Which
Oh, yeah,
was,
that's
a little awkward.
That's au natural, I would say. We're going to have a I'm going to capture plenty of falling over footage. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
I'm gonna
Falling over it with Bennett Foddy.
I'm gonna get us into a cutscene and answer the text that I just received on my phone from my editor, Natalie DeGraffenreid.
A text?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're running. We're sprinting.
Well, you can do the Metal Gear
can do a
Solid
sprint.
5.
You got to click that analog stick to
gotta
do that.
come in here, man. It's me, Sam Porter.
I don't like clicking analog sticks, TBH.
Really?
I map it to the rear paddles every
well,
time.
'cause you got that scuff.
Yeah, if I basically all my controllers now have paddles. I don't like clicking analog sticks.
We
I like
can
putting it on
hand
the
over
paddle.
our packages. We make our deliveries.
I mean, this game's UI is a little confusing.
Yeah, you gotta hold down X to do a lot of stuff when you think you just gotta click it.
Oh, and if you could just let all of these menus go at their normal speed. Delivering cargo. So he puts his packages into the machine. It goes down. The recipient greets him via hologram.
Had to wait out the storm. Lost my bike.
Careful, bud. This is Mama.
Lost my bike, he says. Little does the player know it's going to be a very long time before you get a bike again.
Yeah, they tease you.
Oh, here, can I have the
The controller?
controller? Oh, yeah.
Grab it. Did you want to zoom in?
Oh, no, I was just going to get the UI off of her.
Oh. Is there a way to get rid of that?
Oh, all you have to do is tweak the analog stick a tiny bit, and it
Oh, you mean I understand what you mean. Yes.
So here's my B-roll for the, wow, there's a lot of UI.
You know, I'm going to get you some of that since this is kind of making the sausage. I can get you some of that for leveling up ranks.
Oh, heck
ranks,
yeah.
too. I got tons of that.
If you have
bud.
just like a blaster-ified
Tons.
rank shooting up
Yeah,
thing.
I got to look through it, but you're going to love it.
I'll go to the next one.
And you get ranked. A little bit, you can see where a lot of this, even now, has some of that Metal Gear Solid 5 vibe of go out, do a job, maybe pick up some gear on that job, get your ranking. Right.
Here comes the level.
So this is not reflective of my actual ranking at all.
Starts out as a pentagon,
My,
ends up as a star.
My current ranking in the game is like 170 something, and each of these things fills up based on certain criteria. Miscellaneous, how quickly you do certain deliveries. Your bridge link is your social stuff, if we get to that. And slowly the star fills out and you level up and you can carry more weight or sprint a little faster, things like that.
Yeah.
A little bit of a progression system here.
You're on like 170 something, you said?
Yeah.
I'm on level 115 and
Yeah.
I'm like at the end of the game
I got some really popular
because I didn't chill.
stuff that I built.
I played with no chill.
Hopefully we'll get to a little bit of that. There's some social aspects to this and some building aspects to this game.
Game designed by Hideo Kojima.
Whoa, I didn't
Really?
know. I think that's like the third time we've seen it.
I heard he also did the 3D art. He also did the animation.
Whoa, crap. Yoji Shinkawa? Love that guy.
Oh my god.
Is this,
Look at this weird taxi truck that comes in here.
Whoa.
God, that is truck heck as heck.
Oh, boy.
That is so truck
You get to
heck.
drive some stuff like that, and if you cross rivers, it rises up
Casting
like that.
director Hideo Kojima. Good work, Kojima.
He's done a lot.
He picked a bunch of guys he liked from TV. I don't want to make fun of Kojima. Not the touchy-feely type. Mm-hmm.
Corpse disposal. What happened?
CDT.
Corpse disposal team.
Mm-hmm.
So if you leave a corpse alone in Death Stranding,
The BTs will eat it.
starts to go necrotic, and eventually gets all funky. BTs come around, and you got
Wonderful.
yourself another BT on your hands.
Wonderful typography in this game. All the typography is wonderful. I love this truck design. This
really-
pickup truck is
Really
fantastic.
good one there with the kind of maybe little
Collapsible seats.
seats on the side.
Sort of a personnel carrier.
Yeah, if you really wanted it to be.
We've been. I'm making a video game right now called Truck Heck.
Truck
and it's
Heck.
got a whole bunch of trucks in it. They're very defamiliarized, weird-looking trucks.
Heck of a lot of trucks.
Heck of a lot of trucks. So seeing these trucks in this game, I'm like, God darn it, Kojima. He did defamiliarized trucks before I could. I like this guy. This guy's cool. This corpse disposal dude. So in case you're still not quite getting it, a porter in the world of Death Stranding, a porter's basically the same thing as a stalker in the Strugatsky Brothers novel Roadside Picnic,
Postman.
which is that he can go into... He's a man who is trusted traversing the world
Difficult
in a
terrain.
future where people fear the world outside. So, Porter's basically a stalker.
A little bit.
That's all you need to know.
There's a lot of
I'm
little...
sure more people have read the Strugatsky Brothers novel Roadside Picnic than have and then have watched all the trailers
Well,
for
this
this game.
game does really pull from all sorts of places.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
We've had that discussion privately where it's just like there's a lot of stuff getting pulled on.
I'm very, very certain that calling him a porter is just straight up lifted from Stalker. Oh,
Look
there's
at that
this
little Ludens.
Little Ludens keychain. Kojima's already making self-references, and
Bridge baby.
now we see the first appearance in the game of a god-darn tiny little baby.
He's crying. So bridge babies, I'll explain for a second.
It's a baby in a bottle.
It's a baby in a bottle, baby. But it helps you be able to sense BTs. So BTs are basically ghosts. They're caught between like our reality and whatever weird astral plane they come from.
Love that truck.
Really good truck. BTs are that. And then bridge babies kind of being halfway between actually being born
Oh,
and
produced
alive.
and directed by Hideo Kojima.
They can sense the BTs. And yeah, Kojima.
Yeah,
Again.
bridge babies are
Never
plugged
knew.
in. There's they go into
A lot
I want
of
to say
this.
grave detail on what the bridge baby is late in the game, and you're just
Yeah.
like, all right, man. It's
Lots.
I'm
This is very Metal Gear Solid 5.
oh, just give it a little nice gentle tweak around. Just a good tweak. Give
This
me a
is,
couple seconds of each of these,
This is Skullface and
just
Snake in the back of the van. The
center.
Jeep.
Yeah, center. That's good. That's good.
You like
yeah,
that
yeah.
right
There we
there?
go. There we go.
Gotcha.
This
bud.
would be fun to just. I just need stuff I can I can have go for about a minute while I talk about something unrelated.
I got
in my
you, bud.
video. I love having footage like this. This makes video editing easy. To just plunk this in
Oh, I've been there.
and be like, you spend a lot of the game just kind of wandering around or waiting for stuff to happen, right? You know, just talking about something like that. and
I
then
used to
there
make
it is.
videos for our website. I
Oh,
know
yeah.
what's up.
You should make more.
I want to, bud. One day.
I think everybody at this website should make videos. We should all make videos. Let's just all get in there.
Oh boy,
Oh, the time fall.
got some time fall coming.
Rainbow.
And where's
So this
the
is
rainbow?
basically the beginning. Oh, let's take a look at that rainbow.
Up
There
top.
it is. It's gravity's rainbow.
How much further to the incinerator? This guy's about to pop.
Rainbows are bad news in Death Stranding.
The BTs.
They mark when time falls
Is that
going
our
to show up.
Is that our first mention of the BTs? He just said the BTs.
They might have mentioned it a little bit earlier between Sam and Fragile. Very, very much in passing.
I think she just said they. You can sense them. Them.
Yeah. I can't tell. We don't got subtitles on.
Oh yeah, I love it. That's how I like it. This way, people can't yell at me about spoilers if I just include footage of people talking. Oh,
I'm
let's
just
take a
wondering
look
if they
back there.
actually show BTs behind us at all.
Engine stalled.
Those assholes got us right where they want us.
Oh, he's got his Odra deck.
Yes. In combination with the BB, they point towards the location of a BT.
That's the bridge baby's way of talking when the BTs are around.
Yeah, letting you know where the spooky ghosts are.
It's basically a visual representation of the baby's gaze line and a level of excitement.
Yeah, kind of
The
chirps
more-
a little bit more.
The more, yeah, you can tell how close you are. It's your own little weird private minesweeper.
Yeah, see, it's turning.
Your own real-time action minesweeper happening.
Trying to see if maybe they sneak a couple on the side there, but it might be better just to keep it like this.
Really good graphics in this game. Those video game 3D artists have done it again. Oh, here we go.
This guy.
It looks like he's playing like Star Wars the arcade game.
Oh, I love it.
Oh, there they go. Ooh.
Oh, this is the guy. Oh, this guy doesn't have a fun time. I just remembered what happens to him.
Yeah, this guy's life sucks.
Yeah, he's... I don't want to be an extra
Once
in
there
Death
was an
Stranding.
explosion. Crabs. There's dead crabs on the ground.
All over the place.
Oh man, the dead seafood is very interesting.
There's lots of it.
Yeah.
This is the first time we see some of Sam's blood.
If you
And it
love
looks a little different.
if you often pause before the seafood section in your local supermarket, you will have a field bonanza with Death Stranding. As it validates your curious taste
Yeah.
time
So
and again.
this got tossed around.
Oh, that truck's on its side.
Heck. I tried to make a truck head
Yeah, truck heck,
reference there, buddy.
Truck
Doing it for you.
And Porter, Brent Porter is the last name of
Oh, your buddy.
yeah, our artist from Truckheck.
Yeah,
So
that body's gonna slowly become
That's-
big time BT.
I think he's gonna pop.
And then this guy. So I was talking about this guy having a rough time. Yo, his hood is and see how the other guy's trying to cover him. Right.
Yeah.
'Cause he's,
trying to cover him so he doesn't get rained on.
He's caught in some time fall.
Oh, the baby's barking, so that's how you know.
Yeah,
When
you
this
can see it
dog's a
start hitting
barking,
him.
don't
Oh.
come a larking.
Oh, it sucks so
Oh,
much.
he
for
chose
him.
poorly. It's my Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade reference.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa. That movie's like 50 years old.
It's so weird that there's like people watching my YouTube videos who like don't know
Do
some of
the-
the stuff that
the,
I do.
The children.
It's like, I'll tell you what is a great skill to learn in life.
Pop
It's
culture.
The number one thing to learn is that everybody knows something you don't, and you know something everybody else doesn't.
Yeah.
Check that out sometime. That's my own modern day twist on Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Oh, thumbs up. Give him a like.
Except for the dead guy.
Yeah. Thumbs up. Guy's dead, but whatever.
You know what I gotta say? Just to get this off my chest, much better camera work in this game than in Metal Gear Solid 5.
Oh, yeah. Metal Gear
So
Solid
much
5 was a
better.
mess.
MGS5 had some
Some TV camera
some
work.
questionable decisions on how it handled its camera.
That body got BT zoned. I don't know if that's the actual term they use,
Talking
but
about
I'm using it.
The goopy tar.
It got goopy zoned. Welcome to Goop.
But now we got BT. You're sneezing.
I just sneezed twice. Welcome to Goop Town. Oh, the big old goopy handprints are coming.
I think
His glittery
but
blood.
also look, like see now, right? Like the blood.
See the steam rising when the BT touched the blood. Now the BT's going beelines for this guy. Oh, there's this. Oh, he got eaten. Shoot him. So it's very much a game designer's science fiction here.
Yes.
Like, there are so many little rules about what has to happen or can't happen with a dead body. So it's the BTs, they grab on to living things, but if it's dead, they eat it? Oh,
Yeah.
it's somebody else with the bridge baby. Who is
Whoa,
that? We don't know.
Who is that? We don't know who that
It's
is.
a hunter from Destiny 2.
He's leveled up all the way now that Shadowkeep is out.
Bridge baby's freaked out.
I totally forgot he showed up in this scene.
Oh, yeah. He's present.
What a creepy guy who's just around way more than I realized.
Yeah, he's a lingerer. He's a lingerer. He
Grab
lingers.
that BT. Grab that BB. BB before the BT grabs you.
This is your baby. This guy's like, I'm not cut out to be a father.
But also, man,
He shot himself and missed.
he gets grabbed.
All he wants now is to die. Oh my god.
Yeah, this was rough.
Yeah, this,
Good opening again. Exciting stuff.
I remember that intro to Metal Gear Solid 5?
Yeah.
The hospital
the
intro?
hospital and you're stumbling about.
Heck of a thing.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Then
It was
that
the
game
most,
falls apart.
the most artsy thing Kojima ever did, like, so well, but I think this is pretty good. This is different because your mind is now 100% composed of questions at the moment.
Yeah.
Your first time through. That's a void out.
Yeah, so...
That's a void out.
So we should explain that very briefly, I guess. I mean, who knows? Who knows? People,
When
like I said,
when a
we don't know
BT
this.
eats a corpse, there's an explosion.
Yeah, if a BT grabs a human being, there is something called a void out, which
Yeah.
is a massive, massive explosion.
And where did that explosion come from?
Man, who knows?
So he's actually got the Cupid around his neck right now.
Yeah, well, it's weird because like, so we're gonna talk shop for a second here. It's like because this is very clearly his beach.
Yeah. He's on his beach.
Everybody,
Ooh.
every living human being has something called a beach, which is kind of a place in the halfway space between life and death that they can go to.
He's got the cuff and the Cupid on.
Yeah, it's interesting to notice now.
I saw something last night in the game that is really giving me a new context for looking at this, and I don't want to say anything about it.
No worries, bud.
Yeah, okay. A lot of this is like making a lot more sense now
Yeah.
than it did like
We can talk later.
making a phenomenal lot more sense than it did prior to that.
Yeah.
he's obviously
There's
had
his,
a
surgery scar,
it's
cesarean
not,
section type deal.
Not the typical cesarean section, but so the doctor used a slightly different method,
Yeah,
I
it's a
believe,
little bit
for that
different.
one. It was a little bit of a weird one.
Just I don't want to quote
Oh, Reedus's butt.
the what was the name of that producer who was on the Star Wars movies, like the prequels, who was like, every single frame is just so dense. There's
Oh my
so
God.
much going on. And I don't want to be that person, but I will say this is a game with a lot of density.
Death Stranding. Yeah, oh yeah. There's so much theme and method and foreshadowing packed into every frame.
One of the reasons that you should take it slow is to luxuriate and really seep in all of that nonsense.
It's like, what if an art student was given tens of millions of dollars for their final project? It's like what this game feels like, in a nice way.
Do you think the Beached Whales, do you think that Kojima's ever seen Werkmeister Harmonies? Do you think he's ever seen
He
Bellatar?
might have. I think, London Bridge is falling down. Are we singing a song about bridges now?
Sometimes not subtle, this game. Most of the time,
There are parts
not
of this
subtle.
game where there's a line in my review script that I wrote, which hopefully makes it into the video that you might have already watched, viewer. There's a line in my review script that's like, a lot of this stuff, if it was any more on the nose, it would be a nose.
100%.
So it's, her name is literally Bridget. Or, no, the
There
president's
is a
name
character whose name is Bridget.
literally Bridget, as though
We wouldn't get
put a
it.
bridge on it.
I love Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, this
I love the opening to Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, this feels exactly like a shot for shot.
Face, let me face my fears. Get some Skrillex in there.
Oh, that song was good.
It wasn't that bad. I
That
liked
was a
it, man.
good song.
I think I still like Sanctuary.
There should
my
be.
favorite one for Utada Hikaru.
Did you beat Kingdom Hearts 3?
Yeah, 100%.
Oh,
That
yeah.
the ending of that game. So
That's
much.
bonkers.
Not to talk too much about Kingdom Hearts 3 while we're playing Death Stranding.
They do
but,
have more similarities than. You gotta.
Yeah, but wow, so much of
The tutorial tip here is particularly. It's particularly
Let me tell you
egregious.
this. But I was just
Yeah,
gonna say,
do it nice and
Kingdom Hearts
slow.
3. A lot of it, I was like, this is nonsense, and then, boy, the ending of that game just goes all out,
Oh, give me that throat fetus.
baby. So yeah, Sam is something called a repatriate.
Son of the repatriates.
Means yeah, Sons of Liberty. Means that if he's
Guns.
caught in a void out, he's actually able to return to his body. Not everybody can.
I'm gonna recommend everybody wear real big, expensive headphones and crank it all the way up.
Anytime Mads
you
is
can
on
have
screen.
So you can have Mads like breathing in your ear.
You have not lived until you've had Mads Mikkelsen late at night. Just say to you, BB.
Little late night going.
BB, all
Little
the
late
time.
night go mad.
I feel good about it.
Do you know what the go mad diet is?
I don't know, but I
it's
do
an Arnold
know.
Schwarzenegger Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding thing. You ready?
Well, I was gonna say I do know our buddy here is probably gonna hawk up some.
The GOMAD
Stuff.
diet, GOMAD, GOMAD means gallon of milk a day.
Are you crapping me?
No joke.
That's
Arnold Schwarzenegger
suicide.
said back in the 70s that was the best thing for a bodybuilder to do.
I'll tell you a true story.
He's like lactic acid, whatever.
In high school, a friend of mine tried to drink a whole gallon of milk out in the school parking lot and barfed down the popular girl's car.
This is where the AD in GOMAD comes into play.
So you get to
It's
see-
a day, not in the parking lot.
Void out again. That's what happens.
A big old crater
It's good stuff.
with a huge handprint in it.
It's true, yeah.
Came the next explosion.
Visuals.
And the explosion that would kill me and my friend.
That will be our last.
Yeah, we're dead.
See, if I would have punched it up, I would have punched it up too. The explosion that would kill me and my friend. That's how I would have punched it up.
Am I the friend?
The red bar is the blood gauge. When it reaches 0, Sam will die. You can't just call it a life meter, Kojima. Oh, can
You're-
you just cycle? No,
Oh, yeah,
just
want
let
me to- or do you want to do it naturally?
cycle through them and let them go 3 seconds each. Just one. Next. They just keep them going. Look at all these tips.
Moving the camera up and down.
Oh, U and D. Oh, you can run and stop running?
Well, slow down, game. The endurance gauge is different than your stamina gauge, which is not the same as your blood gauge.
Like, all right, guys.
Traversing rivers.
Oh, endurance. Oh, that's a. You
Look at the size of that tip.
write a goddamn book
That's
already.
a big old tip.
Keeping balance in a river. Let's just see. Let's go through all of these. Navigating list. Oh, you can use the D-pad
Oh, whoa, hey.
for a menu.
Bam, 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 bam. Holding down buttons.
Oh
That's
my
how
God.
you do most things in the menu,
That's how you
so
do
you
most-
better learn it.
You notice this trend in UI? It's like it's all about.
There, we're all through it.
Oh, what? Actually, I think they were. I think they just start repeating them. They start shuffling them back into the deck. I feel like there's like 200 tips.
Death Stranding doesn't repeat itself ever.
Oh, why so serious, Sam? Oh, he's cuffed.
He's cuffed.
I gotta admit, the handcuff thing threw me. I didn't understand
A lot
it.
of plot at the start of the game, and then like 40 hours of you just chilling.
Yeah. Episode 1. Brit
Every
Get.
episode is named after a character.
Yeah.
Every single one.
That prologue is obviously named after Sam. So this is like
The cuffs are
glossed
weird,
over in the beginning of the game, but it's to be understood that he's handcuffed when he sleeps every night. He's handcuffed to the bed.
This is not Guillermo, but also kind of Guillermo.
It's Guillermo del Big Boy. Is what I would call him. Oh my God, he uncuffs him.
He's the appearance, but not the voice.
Yeah, special appearance.
Call me Dead Man.
Oh my God, his name is Dead Man.
It's because he's usually a coroner.
He's not actually dead. He's
Yeah,
the
he's
man
not a
of.
dead man. He's a man who's surrounded by dead.
I think Kojima should have gone with Death Man for the name, except that
To
would
be
look
fair,
too much
we
like Death
have-
Stranding.
To be fair, we also have Die Hardman.
Die Hard Man.
And then there's also Heartman.
Die Hard Man, Heart Man, Death Man,
Dead
Dead Man.
Man.
Wait, it's not Death Man. Dead Man.
Dead Man.
Dead Man, Hard Man, Heart Man, Dead Man, Heart Man, Die Hard Man.
There's a lot.
Us.
Heck of a typography.
Bridges.
Bird guess.
Humanity's best hope for the future.
Oh, I love the future.
Avoiding
Yeah, I'm for it.
Oh, interesting factoid I can give you, which is an actual bit of cultural context. The black necktie he's wearing. In Japan, you never wear a black necktie unless you are specifically going to a funeral. Black necktie 100% of the time means funeral in Japan. So for Kojima to, we all know how hands-on he is. For Kojima to specify that this has to be a black necktie,
For the guy named Dead Man.
definitely, yeah,
Think
it's
we got
definitely
it,
a
bud.
funereal thing. So, in other words, they want you to think of death when you look at him.
liberty of connecting
Japanese players will think of funerals when they see him.
He's got a little tie bar, too.
your
Yeah,
patriot.
to just show off the contrast better. Oh, yeah?
What happened to the CD guys?
I love those nylon pants. Those pants are made of such bunchy nylon.
Does that table already have... Yeah, it has all the Monster Energy drink on it already.
Game over, man.
Oh, no, game over, man.
Traitor.
Was that an Aliens reference?
Only wants to get it.
Or was it just a video games
Oh, you
reference?
think that's a Bill...
God, we should have got a
Paxton.
couple of goddamn monsters and
Pullman.
drank them while doing this.
You know
that
what?
would have been good.
I still got some at home. Let's be honest with each other.
The guy at the store on the
drinking a lot
corner.
of 'em.
Yeah, I've been drinking them
Too many.
nonstop. That's all I've been drinking while
so
playing this
many
game.
Monster Energy drinks since I started playing this game.
I just want to reference it in my video because my video, if you've already seen it,
Great
it
video.
It has a bunch of shots of me drinking monsters in it. Me wearing nylon and sunglasses, carrying a tiny dog, and drinking Monster Energy drink. I went on a real life Death Stranding excursion for the purpose of my review video. I own a lot of permanently woven nylon that will last thousands of years.
So these little figurines show up anytime there's something that gets
Yeah.
destroyed. Even in the game, like after you kill BTs.
They show up. Yeah, it's impressive. I have a lot of them now.
Yeah.
So the chain of command.
It's kind of a random thing.
So there are a lot of dialogues that take place in these spaceman rooms.
I hate to do
You know,
Yeah, it's like
there's a lot of them.
your main place.
Kind of too many of them.
It's like they had one movie set.
is from when you repatriated.
But it's to make you feel. It's to make you feel
Mark from.
claustrophobia.
Woman in a cave.
Oh, don't touch me.
I see. Aphenphosmphobia.
Aphenphosmphobia,
No wonder you were out there alone
fear of being touched.
where no one could touch you.
No, he's not called. He's called Vamp because he's a bisexual. Anytime they toss out terminology in these games, I think about that.
I knew somebody with aphenphosmphobia once.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it you?
No.
Okay.
It's gone.
You got that phobia about mouth sounds.
Oh yeah, that's misophonia,
Yeah.
which makes it sound like I'm I'm faking it.
I'm mostly-
Misophonia.
I got thanatophobia, just fear of things associated with death, which means that this dead man guy,
Oh, his black necktie is creeping you out.
don't care for him.
If you'd been born in Japan, the black necktie alone would be freaking you
Me
out.
messing with me.
And I promise it will
Oh my God. I used to wear a black necktie all the time. In fact, I have a photograph of myself and Hideo Kojima where I'm wearing a shirt that color and a black necktie.
Listen, I wear one every day I come to work because you know what I'm mourning, Tim? America.
Morning America. Oh my God, and he just revealed that he's not really there.
Yes.
come the tears.
Oh, here come the tears.
Reaction to the chiral transmission.
Yeah.
Oh, the chiral
The
transmission.
chiral.
Over in the
Oh, notice he's had some brain surgery
Yeah.
before. Shout me out in the comments if you've ever had brain surgery or are going to have brain surgery.
Or perform brain surgery on people.
hereby enters
Yeah.
contract
Yeah, man, tell us about it.
reporter.
Come on. You got morphine there. What's this about? Tell me the truth.
The truth is that
So one thing that I find very neat
once we see you in
is they got the magnification level of Guillermo del Toro's glasses correct.
Got it very.
Like you've seen him
one for one? Yeah.
Yeah, his glasses he's very, very, very farsighted. So he has like super, super thick glasses that he wears, which is something I find inspirational because his movies are so visually delicious that I'm very impressed that a guy with low vision is able to make those movies because that's why he's so exacting. So he's an inspiration to me. I'm just saying that unironically. But they actually got the magnification level right. His eyes are magnified by his glasses.
Yeah, they got that appearance down really.
It's like
really well.
Kojima insisted on getting even that detail right.
Well, he wanted to do it for his best bud.
So if you want to now feel like a weirdo forever when you're watching a movie,
Now you're always gonna notice.
look at the people's eyes if they're
Yeah.
wearing glasses. If there's no magnification or demagnification, then there's non-prescription lenses.
So we got to do another,
Usually they put non-prescription lenses into the glasses.
another delivery.
So this is the first delivery.
It's
Yeah.
super easy because I think it's still within the city limits.
So one thing I don't need any footage of is footage of inside of a facility because
No,
I
'cause
know how to
that's-
get that.
That's all you do.
I just want good, clean, expert-ish level footage of you accomplishing these next couple missions. And then we can go home. It's Friday night.
Oh boy,
I'm going to go home and drink a Monster and goddamn play this video game some more.
I should be writing a draft.
Oh, yeah. You're going to
Oh,
be
no.
getting up on it.
I'm gonna be getting in trouble.
the isolation word should be pretty obvious. If you're not sure how to
Just letting him talk.
markers and draw roots,
Yeah, it's good to just have a face
Oh, he
on the
tells
screen.
you can set markers and draw routes, but they don't tell you much about how to do that.
Yeah, you can set markers
You
and draw
can.
routes.
It's incredibly useful.
Let's do it.
If you want to, you can just target something, but you can also hold down
Hold down square.
square,
I'll hold
and
it.
draw, and then go from one marker to another, and there.
And then now,
I've made
but,
something
but
resembling
how do
a
you
route.
clear them all out?
Whoa! I gotta head off of my markers.
And hold it out.
Then I hit.
Now, can you draw me an exact route along the road? Zoom in and draw it.
Yeah,
Yeah, there we
absolutely.
go. There we go. Let's draw an exact route. Oh, wow. Are you ever going to have to do this in the game?
No.
I'm going to tell you my tip for everybody
What if we
watching
did a
this
little weird
is, make
bit
it,
like that.
let's follow that exact route.
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it.
Because it does this now.
So you're actually drawing
Oh,
on the
damn
map.
it!
What'd you do?
I
You dropped
dropped-
it. You got to hold the trigger
Dropped
down.
my thing. I was like, I made my route.
That's good, though. It's, again, don't trust this guy with your football.
Yeah, now he's gonna fumble.
Oh, he's talking at you again.
They do call it the Kodak.
So
in
if
this.
he's dead, how can he talk to you? That's a joke.
Oh no, he's not really.
Oh, if you
He's not really dead, Tim.
if you head into sprint, he'll hold it high and tight like a football.
Yeah, he does
he
it like
footballs
that.
it. He footballs it.
It's like
I love
football.
running while holding a little parcel like this. When there's like, it's not until fairly late that they make you hold something in your hand.
You can. Yeah. Oh, this. My.
Many hours of the game. Oh, so
Sometimes
we drew
this happens.
We drew a route and we thought it was good, but it turns out it wasn't. I wonder if that's ever going to happen again in the game.
No, never.
So basically, my number one tip for everybody
Have a couple
is
ideas.
get in the goddarn habit of drawing a route,
Yeah.
and then as soon as possible, get in the habit of drawing the most elaborate route you can, and draw more than one of them.
Especially
I
once you
have it-
get into the wild areas, because the topography of this game just goes all over the place.
I'm about, I think, 80% of the way through the game, 90% of the way through. I draw 7 or 8 routes every time. before I go on a quest.
You just want to have the choices, man.
Yeah, like because if you get lost in this game, it is
Oh, boy.
heartbreaking.
And especially if you're in certain areas. So, not much of a spoiler to say that there are different kind of biomes in the world. And sometimes
Yeah.
it's like the type of New Zealand-y stuff that we had earlier. And sometimes it's like freaking cold snow where it's super hard to move or whatever. So, have some plans.
The way I put it is what if imagine if Breath of the Wild were designed by a high school gym teacher. That's how I put it in my review.
Yeah, they really want you to put in the work.
Yeah, it's
You know what? I cannot. The reviews.
it's gonna get a lot.
There's got to be a bunch of reviews that are like, "That's Breath of the Wild, man."
We haven't seen any of the reviews yet, but here we are meta reviewing
Yeah,
it.
we're technically in the past.
This
even
should
though
be
you
this
are
should
on
be
the
a
future.
series, a pre-review cast. So we're now inside a facility and seeing people. So this is the Bridges headquarters facility.
Gonna meet the president.
Me, dead man.
Is
yeah.
that? Oh, yeah.
Well, we've seen you before, dude. No, he doesn't shake.
He doesn't touch. You literally had a conversation about it with him maybe 5 minutes ago. Where
Yeah, it's
you
very Metal Gear.
literally diagnosed him.
Very Metal Gear of him to forget, so they can show you again.
Within 5 minutes, the president who we are delivering this morphine to is not doing great.
And allow her to speak with you in these.
Man, the eyes behind the glasses are normal proportion, and then through the glasses they're enlarged. That's some elaborate shader work.
That's some tech.
Yeah, they really went for it. I love it.
Oh yeah, they also dropped the bombshell that hey, the president is
Take that off before you come.
The president, aka your mom's.
is your mom.
Yeah. So the president is Sam Porter Bridges. Is his mom.
To be fair, I'm all for them not being like, Sam, as you know, the president, your mom, and just kind of treating it as an established like fact of the fiction.
Yeah.
But also, it does feel a little weird for them to be like, hey, go help the president, and then to be like, also your mom.
When I was in my 20s,
Got to be a smoother way to write that.
I would have like hated on this and made fun of the dialogue in this game.
It's kind of easy to.
But now that I'm 40 years old, I've always loved the works of David Lynch, for example, and people who write unnatural dialogue. And now that I am 40 years old and I've played every Metal Gear game all the way through in Japanese and in English, I'm going to say Kojima writes weird unnatural dialogue. I used to like give him the benefit of the doubt and think maybe it was on purpose. As of a specific dialogue late in this game, I'm 100% sure he writes unnatural dialogue on purpose. And there is a dialogue coming up here in the next like 10 minutes that is the funniest, most over-the-top surreal Kojima dialogue possible.
I think it's interesting that you mentioned Lynch because I think one of the hallmarks of Lynch dialogue, people think of Lynchian, they think of like weird visuals, man.
Yeah.
But one of the hallmarks of Lynch is the way that they just talk about things and they don't presume your familiarity. They don't care about your familiarity. Like if you watch Twin Peaks, they throw out terms about the lodge or whatever, and you're just supposed to roll with it, which is pretty good. Lynch just kind of builds his own fiction and allows you to slowly come to terms with it.
So I think that's the. I mean, I know we love Deadly Premonition, which is very Twin Peaksy inspired, but I think Kojima's closest touchstone in the film world would be more like a David Lynch than
Like an Inland Empire
yeah,
or something.
like
Well, maybe not Inland Empire, but
this weird
Yeah.
jargony matter of factness,
yeah.
and just the unnatural writing and delivery style.
Yeah, people are never really quite people in Kojima games.
Yeah,
They're like allegorical representations of things.
mouthpieces for metaphors.
They're broad. Yeah, I was gonna say mouthpieces for metaphors in my own way, and then I was also gonna say sometimes they are just tropes brought to life, right? Like these things that he wants to see on screen that he just turns into characters.
Yeah. Oh my God, Sam Porter Bridges.
Well, he's not. Is he Sam Porter Bridges yet? Hey, who's this? What do we got?
Is that Lindsay Wagner?
Yeah, but it's old Lindsay Wagner.
Oh, OLW.
Yeah, that's the technical term. it's very
Old dirty Lindsay
it's
Wagner.
very interesting to see him do this and then also do
Young Lindsay Wagner.
Bridget.
Oh, Bridget. She's the president and her goal is to connect people. So literally she's telling people to bridge it.
Our good friend Porter.
Amelie.
Yeah, so Amelie is his sister, who also
Or
is
she?
I mean, that's what it is supposed to be. Hey, you've raised together or whatever.
I like Lindsay Wagner.
I do too.
You can tell that he just thought she was really hot when he was a kid.
That's why he does
must have-
That's why he's like, I'm just gonna make her another character that's her but young.
Yeah.
It's very blatant.
Yeah, people keep throwing around the term de-aging these days about like the movies.
Bobby De Niro
Yeah.
looking young, young Sheen in
Oh man.
Ant-Man or whatever.
You know what? I'm a big boy who makes his own macaroni and cheese
Yeah, me too.
now,
Except for the boy part.
and I am gonna go see that Irishman in the theater. I'm gonna go see it because I want 3 hours worth of popcorn.
So it sounds like you're the president of jack shit.
The president of Jack stuff. Oh my God! Oh, that bunchy nylon is giving me the chills.
She's going like pretty necrotic pretty quick, like already.
I want bunchy nylon pants like that. His pants are made out of the same material as my jacket, which is that bunchy nylon jacket. I want bunchy nylon everything. BNE. Don't touch me, you weirdo.
You know, I gotta say, for all of
She touches
the
his cuff.
weirdness of these games, I really, the actors go for it. They just go for it.
Yeah, the actors, they do.
Except, I mean, Norman Reedus has one setting, which is Norman Reedus.
You know what?
But Lindsay Wagner's going for it.
Yeah, Mads Mikkelsen goes for it.
Mads goes for it deep.
Yeah, I can't believe that. So all those photos of Hideo Kojima and Mads Mikkelsen on social media over the past couple of years, we've all wondered if it's a one-sided friendship, right? Where Kojima just loves this guy. Oh,
Whoa,
I will be waiting for you on the beach.
one second.
Oh my God! So we've all wondered how one-sided the friendship is. But given Mads Mikkelsen's commitment to the performance in this game, I think him and Kojima are real friends. I'm gonna say they're real buds, probably.
Yeah, I was just having an idle thought here where it is very interesting to me how it really, this game about reconnecting is also really tied up in American politics.
Yeah.
In terms of like, let's start in the White House, let's connect things. A thing they say very often is make America whole again.
Yeah, MAWA.
Yeah.
Make America whole again. They say it so many times.
It is a very intentional gesture on their part. So there's the big broadness of what you would get from any of these games, but there's also still got a little bit of that politics bit, except it's not as. I mean, I guess it is a similar type of blatant to like Kenneth Baker being like, "Let me tell you about all the material unaccounted for."
As far as Kojima goes,
nuclear matter.
As far as Kojima goes, politics in this game are presented, I would say, sublimely.
Yo,
for Hideo Kojima. There's Heartman.
There's Heartman.
There
but
he
he's
is.
Not really there.
Yeah, I mean nobody's really here.
Yeah, it's all
Oh man, welcome to the hollow prison of the mind.
all chiral stuff.
You want to die in a fake office, or do you want to live in a weird world?
This summer.
Norman Reedus says, look at that beautiful nylon of the pants. You can tell it's nylon.
Look at that young Norman Reedus in that picture.
You know what? Usually when I go off on stuff like fabrics in a stream,
Be stranded with love.
I get all the, be stranded with love, Lord. Well, usually when I go off on fabrics on a stream or whatever, I'm going to have comments on the YouTube that are like,
Tim,
you
I don't get it."
need to stop talking about this stuff.
The other thing, Tim,
And it's like,
I'll
not in this game.
The other thing I'll admit, Tim, is sometimes people are like, "Why does Tim talk about esports?" And the answer is esports, baby.
Yeah,
That's
people get
why.
mad when I mention esports as though they're like,
You're talking about competitive play. You're talking about lush, interesting, active games, things that people can enjoy together.
I was a consultant to the esports industry for several years, behind the scenes. Okay, I don't need to prove myself to y'all. So when I say esports, I like to think of I have a very robust idea of
Yeah,
what
you have a very
esports.
specific notion.
So when I try to mention esports, when I say, for example, that Death Stranding has a little bit of esports in it, I'm not saying that people are going to play this in arenas. I'm saying that there are elements of the design of this game that were specifically informed by esports, I guarantee you.
Especially some of that interactive stuff.
Yeah. There's
Also, we should establish that this other dude's name is Die-Hardman. Die-Hardman.
Yeah.
You don't say the hyphen, you just say Die-Hardman.
I don't trust the any guy with a mask on his face.
I love Metal Gear Rising.
Yeah, Metal Gear Rising, Revengeance Rising.
Die-Hardman is the villain of Metal Gear Rising.
God, I love that stupid game. It's made of carbon fiber.
I never even noticed that he
And
has,
it says Ludens on the mask.
that he has facial hair underneath there.
Notice it does say Ludens on the mask.
Yeah.
I freeze framed it to read the numbers as well. Dooms, repatriate.
They're going to send him across the country to rebuild what is basically the internet, but also the thing that allows their freaky 3D printers to make things.
Yeah.
That's the plot.
Allows them
Sort
to
of.
make, basically they have a 3D printing internet work that allows them to make anything,
Communicate instantly.
makes machines.
Holograms.
The only thing it can't do is make medicines and blood
Can't
and
make
organic supplies.
like food.
You can't make food. So they don't have that Star Trek food replicator technology. So the whole game is walking across America and connecting places together and making deliveries for
And
people.
we mean it. And
So
except
here
every
is-
now and then there's trucks.
The most absurd video game or movie dialogue I've ever heard in my life is this dialogue
Hit
that
me with it.
occurs
Let's-
right here.
Let's be quiet and hear it.
Yeah, I can always just mute whatever we say
Hey.
when we.
I'm just trying to be polite.
But yeah, I can do that.
I got you, bud.
We'll see what happens.
President Strand believed in American Reconstruction. She
Yes.
worked tirelessly to bring the nation together again.
She did. She did.
Without her, there would be no bridges.
That's true. That's true.
She deserves a funeral with full honors,
Uh-huh.
but we can't give her that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She dies, America dies.
Yep. That's true.
Without her, bridges will cease to be.
Yeah, give me some more. Give me some more.
They're talking about
Her
metaphors.
cremation must be carried out with the utmost secrecy.
All right.
Pull it off, what then? Who's gonna take her place? Face it, America's history.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, America isn't dead yet.
Okay.
That it dies if Bridget dies.
Mm-hmm.
It may be lost to us, but we still have an America worthy of the presidency.
Uh-huh.
Let's not get into it now.
Let's not get into it now.
We're going to finish your mother's work and rebuild America as she intended.
Oh, heck yeah.
The reason bridges exist.
Uh-huh.
So take the first step, Sam,
Mm-hmm.
and deliver the president's body to the incinerator.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
The flashback to 2 minutes ago.
I love when that happens in games or movies.
Wait, is the body bag talking to him? I'll be waiting for you
Die
on the
Hardman,
beach.
you listening to me, Sam?
I'm the Terminator, but also a human.
So yeah, you get to walk around the
We
wasteland
must deliver the president's body to the incinerator.
with a corpse on your back. That's a very like Sega arcade line.
Be passing through beach.
Yeah, I love it. It's
That's
the
a very
House of the
that's a very
Dead.
House of the Dead
Yeah.
line. We were both saying it.
So I think that whole dialogue there is my favorite video game dialogue ever. I was howling. My dog was freaking
Oh, you're talking about
out.
Tiny Buddy?
Yeah, Tiny Buddy was freaking out
Yeah.
because I was just howling like a monster during that dialogue.
Yeah, I believe it.
Tiny Buddy has been very technically I broke the NDA because Tiny Buddy has watched most of this game.
That's okay.
Tiny Buddy sits next to me and just watches. And when the BTs show up and I start yelling, he comforts me. It's very strange. If you yell, like Tiny Buddy will run up and press his body against you.
That's how you know it's a good dog.
Yeah. Just a
When
fantastic
you have
dog.
something heavy on your back and you move around, sometimes you have to do this.
Look at that tooltip on the screen. Deliver the president's corpse to the incinerator. This is your first real mission, right?
Yes.
What you would say. So this is the first excursion you truly go on in the game.
It's you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
I don't think I need to remind you, but every minute counts when
Every-
transporting corpses.
But also moving a little slow.
48 hours
I don't think.
cardiac arrest, they go net
Where's the actual exit?
make our lives hell.
You have 48 hours to burn a body before it becomes a BT. Got it.
Yeah.
So you can actually see the incinerator tower from here.
Yeah, you
the
can.
game
Just
actually-
over. They're good about having good weenies.
Yeah, the game doesn't.
The theme park term.
Yeah, that is a theme park term. The game doesn't totally. It's never quite so visual as this. But once like a location is in sight and you see it on the horizon real big and you know you're almost there, that's usually when they throw encounters at you, which I love. They'll throw like BTs at you right when
You'll
you
have
can
to
see
go
something on the
through
horizon.
Maybe a little bit of like a ruin on the way there, and then
It's
the
good.
BTs will be there.
It's good game design.
It's the loop of this game is really
yeah,
good.
it's loopy as heck. You're
It's
like
really solid.
yeah, you're like they throw you right into the loop as soon as you encounter BTs on this.
But also, like, I could try running, but it's a little awkward.
Yeah, you're gonna
with,
fall over.
Big
Oh,
old,
I love it. Yeah,
big old corpse on my.
get a little
Bridget Strand was the symbol.
Bridget Strand.
Bridget Strand.
It's
All right, dude.
Country shattered,
Yeah, they're not
people scattered to the
pulling their punches on this.
Oh, he said shattered and scattered.
Is that because I'm about to burn her?
that America would rise again.
Once he stops talking, go into the menu and turn the erase markers and then do a marker.
Do a marker thing?
Yeah.
Can I?
I want one good, clear, early game markering shot.
That's fine.
A good real
I understand.
a noob's marker.
Let me do it right, but before
Oh,
I
yeah,
get to
when
the
you're on the
exit.
road. Yeah, that would be good. That would be good.
I'm good.
We're gonna
I'm-
give you a
I'm thinking
noob's
about it.
marker.
Can I? Or is this one of the?
Oh God. Oh no, it's a fence. Oh, you're like outside of the checkpoint. I love it.
Oh God. Okay. Can I just?
I don't think it's gonna let you in. Or is it?
No, I'm gonna climb up.
Just
with
got
this one.
mommy.
Look at that nice weightiness. That's some Red Dead 2 nonsense.
Yeah. I don't know if the world is prepared
For the
for how
for the
heavy this
discourse,
game
yeah.
is.
I was gonna say
like,
the discourse between this and
this
Red Dead.
your character's grotesquely heavier
You
even than
are-
the Red Dead guy.
You got some
It is-
raw weight in this
It is
game.
miserable. It's all the horror of a real body.
Yeah, if you wanted to know what it's
amplified.
like to go on a hike with a corpse on your back, this game does a pretty good job of making you feel like a heavy little bonkers person. All right, and then we
Let's let's go on a little excursion. So start from Sam and just have him where are we gonna go? We're gonna cross the river. We're gonna stay on that side of the river. Go through the north of the mountains. Good idea.
yeah, I'm not.
And then
gonna-
hit the this looks good is what you'll say when you do this.
This looks good.
So I love the idea that you're this actually the touchstone for me here is Zelda Phantom Hourglass where you're drawing on the
Drawing
map.
stuff on the
So-
GS.
Yeah, so it's like the game doesn't do auto waypoints. It doesn't do like a fancy compass.
Yeah, if I were to do this, for instance, and target it and mark it, it just draws a straight line.
Yeah, yeah.
You have to draw a route.
Yeah, so if you draw a route like very, very deliberately, it's like exactly what you drew on the map. You can get really elaborate with it.
Part
You
of me
Put up to 99 points on there.
Part of me, what it makes me think of, even though that's automatic, it makes me think of Dead Space. Right?
Yeah.
A little bit of that.
Dead Space had good UI.
Yes. Had really good UI for finding out where you got to go when it was just like, hey. So eventually you can build stuff in this game. And
Bones.
I built a bridge out here, which is like right outside the start zone, which means that everybody is using my bridge. And you accrue all sorts of bonuses when people use your structures.
Oh, we can't see it yet because
No, we're not far enough.
Yeah, you have to get a little further in the game before you start seeing the structures.
Yeah. Also, any
Oh, this
you have to
is good B-roll.
You have to be connected to the chiral network for any structures to show up anyway.
Look at how good this footy is.
You know
This
what-
is just
you know what you can do to make it good too. Is like,
do a little rotatio.
yeah,
That horizon.
this is like the type of thing you would see on a Sony stage show, of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're just gonna go over here and like totally play naturally.
So the gameplay is just
You
walking with
walking?
stuff. The walking's not easy. Let's
This is decent little shot stuff too. Not that. But that can happen.
Let's just keep it on this horizon here.
Yeah.
I feel like I can get like a minute out of this.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
me
dude.
talking.
Just chill.
Death Stranding
Every
is
now
a
and
video
then-
game that's good.
I like when the music plays in this game because it's usually pretty chill.
Yeah, it's a particular aesthetic
Yeah.
Kojima has gotten hooked on.
It's
Can we do a scan of this river? Oh, it looks like it's a little bit yellow. Oh, there's blue there, though. Do you see?
yeah. So what we can actually do is probably
You got to find a ford.
we can try it though.
The yellow's going to wild you out, so you got to speed. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you made it.
Nailed it.
When you're carrying something extraordinarily precious that might explode if you drop it.
That happens.
you're-
Oh yeah. You know what that? So I've been trying to pick apart the DNA of this game in a lot of ways, and you know what that is? Blast core.
Blast Core.
100% blast core.
You know what it is more to me is Solar Jetman,
Yeah.
the
hey.
spiritual precursor of Blast Core, also made by Rare.
I mean, I was gonna say it's kind of part and parcel when you mention
this
one
this
or the
is
other.
the most Solar Jetman-y game I've ever played outside of Solar Jetman.
Is this like one of my own ladders?
I actually, you know what I want to do? I'm going to stream Solar Jetman on Rare Replay for Xbox One next Friday. What do you think?
We could figure it out.
Just give no explanation for why.
So
Isn't that a good idea?
I'm actively curious about whether or not what it's letting me do at the very least with the internet stuff is see my own ladder, even though I'm not that far in the game, or this is maybe one of the ones that the game
I think
puts down.
I think that's Igor's ladder.
Oh, it's Igor.
Yeah, it is Igor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you could have used that ladder. But we didn't have to. But we're going to get to use another Igor ladder in a minute. Igor has several ladders. Igor
he's
is
dead
the
now, though.
he's the corpse disposal
He
guy.
was the dude who tried to shoot himself.
Yeah. And it actually makes sense that he would have laid these ladders because he's been to the incinerator
Right,
before.
it's the same route to the
and he reports
incinerator.
out of that city.
You can
Use a terrain scanner.
get one of these.
Oh, excellent. That paired with the tooltip on screen.
Well, this means I can also get you a little bit of footage of grabbing one of these.
oh, grab me a good old
This
crypto boy.
will heal your blood gauge.
So he's just taking them, and now you can use them later.
Yeah,
You can feast on them.
it's kind of
Personally, I wouldn't eat one.
Although if you have low health, he'll actually consume them automatically. Like if you're in a fight or something.
Oh, so here's a neat thing is just having the marker visible to you, not necessarily following it, though using it as like a rule. I think
'Cause
that's real
that's
fun.
one of those things that shows us, we made this thing thinking it was actually going to be our path. Again,
You got to be adaptable. You got to be flexible.
turns out it didn't quite work out.
Every once in a while, a map freaks you out completely, and you have to completely change your path.
Thankfully, the game's been pretty good about, at least for this section, kind of conveying you where it wants you to go. So it has all these ladders to help you. Eventually, you're able to put down these ladders and a bunch of other different structures of your own to help yourself, but also to help other players. Other players get to see, they get to see your ladders, they get to see your bridges. It's a big aspect of this game.
Oh man, it's so good. So you can basically, this game is massive amounts of vast, unknowable terrain into which you, the player, can leave structures to allow for faster traversal, which alleviates some of the misery of this terrible post-apocalypse
But it's
that
still
these people suffer in.
pretty miserable.
Yeah, but it still keeps it miserable. It keeps just enough of the misery to be compelling.
But you can build things that are like viable networks of things because I told you I had
Zip
a story,
lines and
story
ladders.
last night where I spent a lot of time building a series of zip lines to help people get over a mountain, and some zip lines were already in place from other players, and mine were able to connect to theirs and then also go to where I wanted them to be. So eventually, you are able to make things that can alleviate some of that misery in a pretty interesting way.
Can you tilt the camera up a bit? Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
I know what you'd want. You want some of this shit.
Yeah, this is B-roll that I like.
Yeah. You want that low camera angle to make something look really imposing.
Yeah. Sam finds himself going to lots of places.
There's also a little bit of that backlighting, right? So you know it's even more imposing.
Yeah.
You want to make anybody look a little bit scarier on stage or in film.
Camera a little down, light behind him.
Yeah, backlight them.
Yeah. It's the old standard.
One of the oldest tricks in the book.
Oldest trick in the book. Man, the book has a lot of old tricks
This
that
book-
are all on the first page, I guess.
Book's been around for a while.
They're all on the first page and they're drawn in like a circle so that none of them actually comes first, so that you don't know which trick in the book is the oldest. The book is weird.
Yeah, everybody should have a copy of the book.
Yeah, the big boy book.
Yeah, you know what we're talking about.
Top secret. Cremation.
It's intense stuff, man.
Oh my God. President Lady. President Mommy? Oh, he's gonna dunk her down into the flames of heck. Get dunked, President Mom. Oh, a tender glance at this bag of nylon. Again, nylon. Her bag is made of nylon so that it's timefall resistant. Everybody owes it to themselves to get a real good nylon jacket. If the future is coming, you want nylon. We were talking about doing a video that's like...
This was the night the Batman died.
We were talking about doing like a Death Stranding fashion
We're
video.
thinking about it. We might, I think... So I've been helping to plan a lot of our coverage and things we want to do. I think it might be worth doing.
A video that's just... here's some clothes you can wear if you want to look like a Death Stranding character.
Like a Death Stranding little bud.
We technically don't need to do that. We don't need to wait for the embargo to do that. We just look at the trailers.
We can just be like, hey, this is stuff we saw.
I currently carry a Goruk backpack, which is made of Cordura weave. I have a Porter chest bag that is also made of tactical nylon. I have a Buzz Rickson flight jacket made of 2-2 heavy nylon twill with a wool rayon blend inner lining, worsted wool cuffs and collar.
You got it all down.
It's designed to last 300 or 400 years,
Look at this baby.
which is longer than I plan on sticking around this dump called Earth.
I'm not planning on that either.
However, my grandchildren's grandchildren will be able to kick the jacket around in the dirt if they want.
Yeah, after the world has had its own Death Stranding.
Kick it around in the death stranded dirt.
Am I gonna get to sneak past some BTs now?
Oh my God.
Is this my BB tutorial? I forget.
Yeah, this is your BBBT.
You have to understand, after you've been playing a game for 60 hours over the course of like 3 days, you don't remember
You have internalized
when
so
things
much
are.
of the
you
vertical
just know that
slice.
they kind of happened. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're not, okay, I believe the end of the vertical slice of this game is when you do the first mission that involves placing ladders. I believe
that kinda
that's
gives
the
you
end.
a little bit of the
That's the end of the slice.
the mechanics.
Yeah. After that, you're just kind of hopelessly turned loose on the world of the game.
Big world.
The game is just like, okay, now you can do all these missions if you want.
Showing the blood again. I'm surprised how much they set that up early.
Yeah,
I guess
it's
I never
wild.
realized.
Kojima had a big old notebook full of this stuff, I guess.
Yeah, somebody knows their Chekhov.
Do you mean Sam Porter Bridges? Bridges hereby enters a contract with Sam Porter. Bridges.
My status is fucked.
My status is fucked.
I remember that from a trailer.
Colonel. Colonel, there's BTs everywhere.
Colonel.
Closing in on my position
Your position?
before they realize I'm in here.
Sam, if one of those things eats you, it'll trigger a void owl. You'll come back.
Remember this from the
Kinda,
E3 2018 stage demo? I remember that last year.
I remember E3 2017 where I was there and they had fire.
Yeah.
People dangling from the ceiling. And
You know-
Sean Layden.
You know what this game has got me thinking while I'm... baby. Oh, wait. Baby. My little buddy.
Bibi.
Baby buddy.
Look at this book, Bibi.
This game, I was like halfway. I was like 35 hours in, and I was like, oh, man, that Ghost of Tsushima game is coming out at some point. I want to play that. I just like suddenly remembered that game.
I'm kind of interested, but I'll be honest. Didn't really like infamous, what was it, Second Son?
Yeah. Maybe they just need more money and more time. I feel like Sony let all of their flagship first-party studios just...
Especially right, because that was when the
stretch their
PS4
legs.
was really launching, and everything felt a little off. I mean,
Like-
that always happens with any...
Like, they let Kojima take 4.5 years with this game. They got him at, like, immediately after Metal Gear Solid 5 came out. They, like, immediately got him.
So they're going to show you how the BB works. And the answer is, oh, it's not even letting me move yet.
Yeah. Keep low. So, your little robo buddy yaps at these things.
They actually usually don't show you them because they'll disappear.
They were being theatrical. Now you're
But
in the game,
if
yeah.
you stay still, you actually can see them. The
Yeah.
problem here is that if you get really close, they can find you.
If you move, they dissipate.
So you gotta hold your breath.
Yeah, you gotta hold that. Put your hand on your mouth. Like I do 100 times a day
which
when looking
drains
at
your
my
stamina,
Twitter
but
DM
you can see,
inbox.
like my Ore deck and everything is going bananas.
Yeah.
And now
But
this
you-
gives me a little bit of room to maybe
Yeah.
breathe.
Covering your breathy mouth with
But,
your
like,
hand
oh,
reduces the
God.
sound and allows you to traverse in relative proximity to these idiots.
Like this is a shit ton
Yeah, there's a lot of them. They
of
are
PTs.
they're really trying to impress you. Notice that the holding your breath causes the stamina to go down.
Yeah, well, technically your endurance gauge.
So going back to good old Sucker Punch, I think
You can't let this goop grab you.
that Sony let them have a good long time, and the game's probably going to be dope. And we're going to see what happens when they're allowed to just make a game for a very long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be good. Because I watched the
We're mostly clear.
4K footage that Sony has on the PlayStation channel
For
of it.
Ghost of Tsushima.
For Ghost of Tsushima. It looks amazing. And it's all, no...
I don't know how I'm going to deal with it because, man, you know what I liked, and I think some people bounced off quicker than I did, was Sekiro.
I like Sekiro.
I like that game a lot.
I wouldn't mind if Ghost of Tsushima is straight up
More.
Red Dead Redemption with
but
a samurai.
A little bit of Sekiro.
I mean, I don't think it's going to have much Sekiro in it. I think it's getting a lot of Sekiro comparisons, but I
just 'cause
feel
of the
like
setting.
yeah, because it's like we don't have a whole lot of samurai games.
Not anymore. Not the same way we did when the PS2 was out.
Yeah, so you hear Capcom is reviving an old franchise.
Do you think it's going to be...
I want Onimusha.
Yeah.
I think just give me a new Onimusha. I think they kind of
They say that they treat it like a canteen, and you can refill it when you're in a river, and then they tell you you're drinking. It makes Monster Energy drink,
it produces Monster Energy drink.
which is delicious. That's where the void out, I think, happened from before.
Crater.
Yeah.
That's what's left of Central Knot City.
Ooh.
Bridges HQ2. Nothing but a hole in the ground.
That's a void out.
Where does it want me to go again?
Any timefall or other water that comes into contact with the canteen is absorbed and filtered.
Yeah. Turns into monster drink. So this is when it just creates the straight line for you,
Yeah.
which is like not great.
Not super helpful, but you can keep doing it over and over
Let
again.
me get back to the other city, and then day's winding down. We have tons of B-roll.
Yeah, this is good.
I gave you like 6 hours of footage of mine, and you got yours.
Yeah.
We've both been playing through this game and recording literally everything.
Yeah, I've recorded almost the whole game.
You
of course,
have-
I'm not allowed to use most of what I've
Yeah,
recorded,
our restrictions are very specific.
but I'm just going to have it all
I think
on hand.
I think you might be able to use that first boss fight.
Oh, yeah, that's the end of
which-
chapter 2,
which
yeah.
You handled that fight way better than me. So
I owned that fight.
the only spoiler you're going to get from us is that there are boss fights and some combat.
Yeah. There's some there's some combat, all right.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have been considering my own review script
More BTs
by looking at like what people are saying about the game, like the speculation people have,
A lot
so
of
that I know
people
more what to talk about.
griping about, it's good, you just walk everywhere.
It's a walking simulator.
Freaking Kojima.
It's not a walking simulator. It's the Gran Turismo of walking simulators. It is very.
It's souped up.
Yeah, it's a very. I mean, I'd like to see some hardcore Dark Souls speedrunner who says this game looks easy.
Of course.
I'd like to see you play this game, punk.
Of course, the minute I stand up is the minute that the BTs show up. Do we want to tell people what BT stands for?
It stands for Big Teddy.
Yeah.
They're just big bears.
100%.
They're big teddy bears.
Big teddy bears.
So notice your Odra deck is out, but it's not
Which means it's
not
just,
yapping too
just
much.
mostly pointing me back to where the BTs were before. But anytime there's rain, there's a chance for BTs to show up.
Yeah, and the harder the rain, the higher the chance.
And certain areas have guaranteed BT.
There's a mission very late in Chapter 2 that has a
Yeah.
guarantee. The very last mission of Chapter 2 has a guaranteed BT showdown zone in it.
There's a couple areas too where it's like, hey, this is the ruin of a city that just got like totally owned.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, that's BT territory for sure, because it's just like Dead Corpse Central, right?
Yeah, it's a buffet table for them.
Oh boy.
I can't get over there.
Well,
So that's where you're drawing a straight line can be erroneous.
So I can just follow this side path here and start falling down though.
However, you needn't open the compass. You can keep glancing back and go, there's my path.
Yeah.
There it is out there.
See a way to reassert yourself and get back on.
So yeah, you're going to end up having this situation a lot.
Yes.
In this game, it's like seeing your path longingly from a distance and being like, how can I get back on that?
This is a game where you plan a lot, including like all your gear heading out.
Oh yeah.
And then you'll eventually, like, for some reason, you'll slip in a river and lose some gear. It'll friggin' flow down the river.
And you'll just yell at your TV.
Yeah, you'll have a path.
Oh, you're walking down the ladder.
Yeah,
that
I'm gonna do it
rules.
because I think it's interesting. You'll have a path
That's
that
funny.
you think is like totally set, and instead it turns out there's a big river that you can't cross.
And the map
or
is
something
like
else. Yeah.
the map is hilariously monochrome. It's like so hard to tell what's what on the map.
I'm scanning here to see if we can find like some Coryllium or whatever, but there's nothing around right now.
Yeah, you can't collect the crystals yet.
No, you can't do a lot.
I love
That'll
when you
happen a
start
lot.
Sonic the Hedgehogging down a hill.
There's a rope here,
I'll climb
but
it.
like
It's Igor's rope.
yeah. Just to get you some more footage of climbing a rope. You could just drop down. You'd be fine.
Yeah.
Although you might make your baby cry, your BB, which, for the record, you can.
You can check on your BB.
Check on your BB.
There he is. You can soothe him.
Soothe your BB if you want by moving that controller.
His hand movements do not one-to-one match with the movement of the controller,
No,
which is a
not at
little
all.
disappointing.
It just kind of matches. It says like, oh, there must be some.
Oh, let's use that ladder to cross that river.
Oh yeah, dude. I can just run
That's
across
Igor's
it.
ladder.
God bless Igor.
Yeah. He's dead. Well, something blessed him.
I guess I didn't realize that he also had this slightly different suit at the beginning.
Oh,
'Cause
it's the
this
corpse
is,
disposal
it's the corpse
suit.
disposal suit.
You can actually put it on whenever you want.
I realized because
I
I'm
like
looking
it.
at it now and I'm like, oh, it's orange, so it's corpse disposal.
Rescue Orange is what the U.S. military
So
calls that
presumably
shade.
his name right now is Sam Porter Corpse Disposal.
Yeah, exactly. No, Sam Corpse Disposal Bridges.
Yeah, actually, yeah, because he's not a porter right now.
Sam Corpse Disposal
We've
is
established that the naming convention of this game is
like,
tends to be your first name, your job, and then like the corporation you work for.
if you use a structure, it auto likes it at the end of the
Man,
usage,
how do you think,
or you
how
can.
do you think my bridges are so
Yeah.
raking in my likes?
That's fantastic. Like you built a bridge.
Yeah. And then like
Yeah.
if you build a safe house in the right area, because eventually there are places where you don't have a lot of places to stop, but you have these halfway points that would be natural places for safe houses or something. Just build one there.
So see, what you're doing is you're reading the terrain with your eyes.
But I can read it.
Yeah, but you can read it with this. But it's like as you've played the game so
played
much,
so much
and
of
I mean,
this
so have
game.
I. Where it's like
Where you
This
know
level,
what you
this
can
is
do.
like, yeah, this is like a baby toy
It's like,
terrain. This is like easy to look at.
This isn't much. I can probably run over it, but if I needed to, it's very easy.
Yeah, he gets a little unsteady at the end.
I like when
there.
he does that thing where if there are small rocks, he does the little hops.
Yeah, I love the little
Really
hops.
great animation.
There's that big old city in the background.
Nice little vista. Once again, this opening segment, really good with weenies.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
A weenie, by the way, folks, is just a landmark that guides you around an area. Think
The ultimate weenie in the world is the
Disney-
Magic Kingdom.
Disney Castle.
Yeah. The Magic Kingdom Castle.
The-
Epcot Center's another one.
Maybe the most prominent and perfect modern example of it in video games is Hyrule Castle.
Hyrule Castle,
Breath of the
fantastic.
Wild. Great use. 100%.
Banjo-Kazooie, every level is just designed around one that's as big as the level, which kind of misses the point entirely.
Mumbo Mountain.
Oh, God.
It's Mumbo Mountain.
Yeah, it's just like, here's this
Freeze-
huge landmark that's...
Freeze Easy Peak. It's like...
It's the Freeze Easy Peak.
It's the giant snowman or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you need to put it in a distance. It needs to be on a horizon. It can't be.
You can't just have it.
Yeah. Anytime someone says Banjo-Kazooie's good, I love to yell at them in my head and then not say anything out loud.
My buddy, I reviewed Ukulele, and I got to tell you, there are a few. Usually, when I play games, I have a good time. I have a very interesting job. I have the opportunity to play things that are fun, and very often engage with art that I think is important to him.
Yeah.
But sometimes, you play Ukulele, and boy, gosh, did not care for that game.
So you think it was hard reviewing that game? How hard do you think it was for me to watch one 18-minute video of that, and then close the tab, and then
Yeah,
text my friend?
They did that thing where you were like,
Have you seen this
"Oh."
ukulele game?
They were like, "Oh, it's like the final boss is here," and I was like, "Great, final boss! I'm done with this." And then they were like, "Actually, you have to find 50 more magic book pages or whatever."
Oh, pages.
And I
They're literally called pages.
boy, did I stop the game instantly and go straight to the wonderful park near my house and take a walk.
Just a weeping walk.
Hey, sometimes you do good things after games. You know what I need? I don't smoke. I had a cigarette after Titanfall 2.
Titanfall 2, fantastic.
Fantastic game. You know what else is a good game that I mostly like? Death Stranding so far.
Death Stranding. It's not exactly the same as Titanfall 2.
No.
But it is exactly the same as Dark Souls.
There's a lot. Oh God, so many people are gonna hate us. Well, actually, I think it's got more of that Demon's Souls DNA, bud.
Yeah, I have a little section in the review that maybe people, if are watching this, have already seen.
It's so passé to say it, but there's a lot of stuff here that obviously Kojima took some lessons from games like that.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like a lot of it is like he played Demon's Souls on its release day.
Gosh,
And wrote stuff down in a notebook and then never played it again.
can-
And I think that's good.
you can see the ripple effect of just
Rainbow's gone.
some of the stuff that Miyazaki did, extending out into Japanese games and then eventually into Western games.
I feel like a lot of
Just big
Japanese
time.
games, like they took Miyazaki too upfront to like word for word,
Right.
and I feel like Kojima has a much more interpretive influence. Like he has taken into account Minecraft, PUBG,
There's a lot of like Roblox and like weird stuff. in here.
Roblox. Yeah,
Minecraft.
he's taken No Man's Sky. I feel like he's taken so many things.
And if we have used this footage and we've talked over it and it's on our website or whatever, and you're sitting here going, Minecraft, Roblox, just trust us.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta trust us, buds. We
Yeah.
got it. We're not saying this just for
I know
giggles.
a lot. I know a lot of stuff. Okay,
You do.
I'm not just a guy who makes videos. I have 15 years experience developing video games, you
You
punks.
did some sort of manga thing one time or whatever.
I worked on manga. I've worked all over. I've been in many industries, and let me tell you,
Look, I was a barista. I
That
know
dis-
what's going on.
this horrifying blinking effect, I frame by framed it. It's like a baby's eyelid
Oh,
blinking.
do you get any of the
can see the eyelashes.
transparency through the
No,
skin?
it's totally opaque.
One of my freakiest things that really I went wild for was Wolfenstein 2. There's a scene of our good buddy William J. Blazkowicz
Oh God.
walking, and he is backlit by very bright lights, and you can see it through the skin and the cartilage of his ear.
Oh, that rules.
It's really good.
the little
The
heart-shaped
little heart.
bubble.
Yeah.
So the baby is looking at Norman Reedus here.
The fetus.
The
Looking
fetus.
At Reedus.
A fetus beholding Reedus.
That might be a good place for us to end it, bud.
On that cut black.
Yeah.
Right here on this result screen, just
On our good buddy Die Hardman.
Die Hardman.
The Hardman.
Oh, is that
It's-
German for the hard
Yeah,
man?
it stands for the Bart, the.
The hard man. Oh, let's take a look at that route. Good route. Look at that. Very circuitous.
So it gets even better later on in the game when you really do get to see all the structures that players build.
Yeah, that's a bingo.
It's really good.
Oh, you're a 007.
Gonna be at least an 8 or a 9 now.
008 is boring. It's all about 007, James Bond.
007 and then occasionally 006.
I took a screenshot of when I reached level 108.
Oh, well, yeah, that makes sense.
I felt good about it.
Good for you, bud. Makes me happy.
I screen capped it. Man, you get to a point where you start gaining like 10 levels at a time.
You do, because you end up taking big missions with tons of parcels.
I thought I told you dooms and BBs were a dangerous combination.
Yo, stop. You know
Really?
what? I said we were going to end for a second, but I just got to say, yo, dude, slow down. And he gets in your face a lot.
And Dead Man needs to liven up a little bit. I don't know what that
He needs
means.
to back off a little.
Wow. I'm not your jerky boy? Is he talking about the jerky boys? Don't shake that baby.
Talk about another reference that all the kids are going to get.
Crank yankers.
Frank Yankers, Jerky
Jerk-
Boys.
Nothing bad. Nothing like prank calls. Oh, where's he taking the
Do
BB?
you think people make prank calls in any real capacity anymore? Bless you, bud.
I think I got robots making about 100 prank calls to me every day.
That's a little different. They want you to know that your car insurance is
Somebody last night
Good.
wanted to call me on the phone I had to talk to somebody on the phone last night,
creepy.
and I was like, all right, I'll be a part of this world. And as soon as I turned my phone off, do not disturb, got a robocall.
You're
I'm sneezing. I'm
a
allergic
lot.
to robocalls.
We're getting another beach
we can't
thing.
turn this off until we're
Until
at
we
an
get to show-
idle
yeah.
gameplay screen.
Yeah.
It's almost time to go, Sam.
It's almost time to go, my little Bibby Mimbus. My whittle baby boy.
Whoa, slow down.
Bibby Mimbus is what I call children.
This is
It's
how
a-
we know where he gets the dream catcher.
It's a dweem
I
catcher.
had a dream catcher when I was a kid.
Didn't work for me.
I don't know if it caught dreams. I like to think it did.
I wonder, so
Be with you.
I will always be with you. So this is so weird is kabingo. We did it. Episode 2. We made it to episode 2. That's all I wanted to capture.
It's true.
That's all I wanted.
Let's we can
Stamina?
show the room for a second.
Did they say stamina?
Stamina? I think it's stamina.
So we need to get our boy clean.
Like the cuffs. I'm into the cuffs.
God, look at this. Look at that bunchy nylon pants. Look at this bunchy nylon. Me want bunchy nylon.
So there's tons of private rooms at any place.
So when you start the game, you feel kind of iconoclastic when you say, "I'd live here," right?
Yeah, and then you see it
But
like
then
9
the
times.
further you get in the game, the worse you feel about wanting to live here. That's all I'll say.
Good news is you
Drink?
You got tons of Monster Energy drink. It's literally they have the weird slogan thing that's on the can even.
Unleash the beast.
It is the
I
can.
wonder if in the J version it's the Japanese can, because Monster Energy drink
It's gotta
came
be,
to
right?
Japan in 2015, I believe.
That's
they,
a weird
they
question,
launched
but
in
like
Japan.
a really specific question that I want to know the answer to.
Yeah, I wonder if I change the system settings to Japanese,
I
if
don't
I
know.
can get. I want to film.
lots of things you
I
can
want to
do
film
here,
a
which
video
is,
of 4 Monster Energy cans and my sunglasses on a table, and then
And
match
then,
it with that.
Yeah.
And I just want to tweet it. I want to be like, ready for the weekend, and it's just my Monster Energy
Me and all
sun-
my friends who are just out of frame.
just to make Sony PR put their hands on their hips and then not be able to say anything to me about it. Because it's just a photo of some Monster Energy and some sunglasses. If you saw a photo like that on my Twitter and we end up using this video,
Who knows what yeah.
that's what it was for.
Now you know.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to go home and I'm going to do it.
They also explain that you can pee and poop whenever you want.
So this is interesting. Yeah, he can just make turds whenever. So the toilet in the shower, this reminds me of a Korean business hotel.
Feels
where,
like a pod hotel deal.
Yeah, well, so like in like a Korean business hotel, I'm speaking specifically of Korea because in Japan it's not usually like this.
Sure.
There's just a shower and a toilet in one waterproof room.
Yeah,
And
makes
it's
sense.
like you can take a dump while taking a shower. And it's not actually that weird, okay?
That's
It's pretty okay. It's pretty decent.
it's a lot of information to take in.
I'm just letting everybody know that. It's like, I don't know why he doesn't do that. Every time you go down to that private room, you have to take a dump, urinate, and take a shower on 3 different tasks. Give me the Neapolitan, buddy. Oh, we're back. We're back in the Oval Office.
America. Reconstructionism.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Dream isn't dead.
I don't want to hear it.
I don't
He's
hear
going to
it.
talk about Amelie.
Face of our new hope.
TITF. This is the face of America. Welcome back to America's Bingo.
Got a little bit of a cutscene before we can call quits.
Amelie. Yeah, we can't. Look, this is the old
There
Kojima's
was,
gambit. Is you can't turn the game off until the
There was
cutscene is
some
ended.
sort of message that people decoded in her
Rainbow lens plate.
Be gone.
In
in her
her
necklace,
cubit.
which was bananas. That people just watching trailers figured that out.
Okay, so wait, the visual is Lindsay Wagner, but the voice
But
is
the
Emily
voice is
O'Brien.
Emily
All
O'Brien.
that time, she hasn't aged a day.
It's a little strange that she goes for the handshake because we know, although we're about to find out as players, for those of you who don't know,
Her body is still on the beach.
but she's here as like a chiral projection, so why
Mm-hmm.
shake hands?
She doesn't even try.
So you're serious then? About
Yeah.
He can't look her in the eye. Now he does. They have the same eyes. Literally the exact same 3D model for eyes.
Bridget, Sam.
They literally have the same eyeballs.
Someone has to carry on her legacy. And
I just
see our
noticed that.
country rebuilt.
What's the connection, man?
I shouldn't have
What's it
said
mean?
that out loud
What's it
because
mean?
now I'm thinking way too hard about it.
That's what this game does.
Yeah, this game is an exercise in slapping you in the face until you think too hard about why.
Boy, reviewing this thing,
This is how we
both for me and for you, it's definitely a
your help to do
one heck of a thing.
So right now I'm translating the video game Moon into
That's right.
English.
It's going to be on the Nintendo Switch.
Moon, which is
Never forgot about you.
an
Sam.
early example
You were
of
anyway.
fourth wall.
Cut us
Really awareness of the player.
Yeah, an extremely player aware, was allegedly an enormous influence on Hideo Kojima. It's
Shocking.
yeah, wildly.
That a guy known for breaking the fourth wall.
So my friend, who is a video game localizer for a living, asked me, "Oh my God, how can you possibly translate Moon?" And he was like, "Is that hard? Is it a hard time?" And I said, "Buddy, this is the Mount Everest of translating
kept them safe.
a video game. This is the Mount Everest of video games, in my opinion, for many reasons, and that's what I will be asserting in the review that you might
played
have
it
already watched.
because it's there.
Yeah, well, also reviewing it is like the Mount Everest of
Jeez.
reviewing a video
It
game.
has been. It sounds like we're complaining. We're not.
No, no.
But it has been work.
Well, I mean, I want to climb the Mount Everest of video game criticism. I want to.
Yeah.
Thanks, like seriously, thanks Hideo Kojima for making a game wild enough. There's so much in this game.
Yeah.
Oh, the way to the
So
Pacific.
they're giving it the whole spiel of you have to go from coast to coast.
Yeah.
Space Coast.
They're setting you up on a coast to coast, a traipse, as it were. You're
This-
traipsing.
To a certain extent, this is really a road trip game.
Yeah. It's the world's longest, slowest, saddest, weirdest road
Weirdest
trip.
road trip. Loneliest, yeah. Well, except for the BB.
Mountain climbingest.
I'm allowed to use their
I know somebody who recently
whenever I want.
hiked from Mexico to
It's all to safeguard the
like
continued
Canada or
independence
something.
of Edge Nuts.
That owns.
Yeah.
That's what our keepers are saying, at least.
Whenever somebody tells you to take a hike,
CA to leave him be.
they don't realize how fun it would be.
Insurance policy in case
That game, you know what another game about walking across America is? That goddamn The Last of Us.
The Last of Us.
they run.
God,
Homo-
you
These are the homo demons.
homo demons
Go around towns killing people and leaving craters.
leaving craters.
Right.
They're triggering engineering void outs. They're actually
They're
characters.
also every now and then blowing up people with straight up bombs.
They're from Destiny 2, right?
Yeah, they got that look.
Yeah, I love this cutscene. I really want to use this as a background in my video.
Extremists
It's lush.
everywhere.
Yeah. It looks good.
I'm using that word a lot, but I mean it. There's just a lot of stuff happening anything.
Can you imagine watching this cutscene with no audio and no subtitles and just like a guy like me talking over it?
Oh, I can because that's my job.
I'll cut out all the close-ups, right? So that it's just the weird infographics-y
yeah,
stuff.
you could do it.
I mean, in my synopsis of the plot, which I will give a plot, enough of a synopsis overview in my video to what do you call it? I'll give enough of a synopsis to tease.
Listen,
but
I'm gonna write
I won't spoil anything.
I'm gonna write a whole post on the lore, and there's still gonna be stuff that I leave out.
I've decided my video review must primarily concern gameplay, because that's what people are most interested in, right?
Well, for a while, we didn't really know what the deal was.
What the story is. Yeah, well, I mean, I can't spoil the story because people will get mad. I actually felt spoiled when Kojima decided to show some gameplay on the Tokyo Game Show stage.
Yeah, thanks, Hideo.
I was mad. I was like, man, I wish he would have kept it secret. Because I was actually...
In this day and age, I don't know if you can.
Contrarily to my usual practice, I was hardcore just eating up the trailers of this game. I was eating them up.
I was interested.
I usually don't watch trailers. But this, I was like, I can trust Kojima, the man who literally released a trailer on a VHS tape and charged people money for it
There are
once.
some good trailers. I like the launch trailer for Phantom Pain a lot.
Oh, that's
That
a
was
good
really
trailer.
This is a Cupid.
I'm all about the MGS2, MGS3 trailers. All the MGS3 trailers. I want that on Blu-ray. Didn't Digital Foundry do like a 1080p remaster of the... They did a 1080p... like a really nice upscale of the Metal Gear Solid 2 trailer, which you can watch on YouTube. They put it up there. It's very nice to watch.
So much of that trailer is just
Misdirection.
nothing that happens in that game, though.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
love
here's you fighting a Harrier on, like, I think the Brooklyn Bridge. And it's like, nah, that doesn't happen.
When I asked Kojima about that trailer in 2003, when I was interviewing him, Metal Gear Solid 3, he was like, yeah, that trailer is just a bunch of nonsense on purpose. He's like, most of the shots, that's stuff that's not going to happen in the game. We knew it wasn't going to be in the game. And I'm like, that's so wild. Can you imagine any AAA video game developer getting away with that?
God, I love Metal Gear Solid 2.
Metal Gear Solid 2 is a more like masterpiece Solid 2.
How do you feel about people who sometimes are like, they still tell you, hey, they read your piece on that?
I had a
Posters on the wall
gentleman
and all
from
that.
the goddarn New York Times
How's
tell
that
me
make you
that
feel?
yesterday.
Did they really? Did they mention that?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
That thing was so dumb, and I was just trolling.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I was
it's so
just
funny.
trolling.
It's so funny to see the way that it's lasted. Well,
Yeah.
funny's not the right word. I don't know. People mention that, like, even in casual conversation with me, they mention that one.
Oh, I read that. It gets like it got like over 1 million hits back then, and I'm like, oh, people were just like jonesing so hard for someone to say something even pseudo-intellectual about a game.
And then eventually James Howell did his thing, which
In
I
that
thought was
that
good.
essay, I was making fun of a specific guy on a forum that I didn't like when I wrote that. And now everybody still talks about it.
People still mention that sort of stuff to me partially because of the retrospectives I do. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I guess I'm partially a modern Metal Gear.
In my
scholar.
review of this, I am going to attempt to give an earnest rendition, an earnest modern rendition
That's
of
all you
that
can
Metal
do
Gear
for
Solid
anything,
2
man.
thing that I did.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the modern, but also serious literary dissection of this game.
I'm just gonna pull this thing apart. In both
You're gonna unravel
the
it
good
like a
ways and
sweater?
the bad ways. Well, a lot. I guess I'm
You're
gonna
going to
have
pull
to.
the thread.
I guess I'm
Oh
gonna
my
have
god,
to
the
leave some
cutscene still
stuff
hasn't ended. I love
on the
this.
side. Where
I love this.
I can't untangle all the themes, right?
Untangle? Like strings?
That was partially on purpose.
Oh yeah, I'm going to have so many string puns
Cannot wait.
in
I got some
mind.
theories about that.
Look at that beach. See the bunchy nylon at the seams?
Yo, they gotta stop cutscenes because I gotta go back to Brooklyn.
Me must go bathroom and then also go home.
yeah,
Yeah,
me too, bud. I'm gonna get some kombucha or something on the way home.
I gotta cause my own void out in the bathroom after this. Mom, I mean, who are you?
Who, huh?
Are you my sister or my mom, dude?
That's very Chinatown.
You are Sam Strand.
No,
Sam,
I'm Sam
Sam Bridges.
not anymore. I'm Sam.
Sam Porter Bridges.
Oh my God! So I feel like that's okay. So here's what I'm saying. I'm calling it.
Funny words.
God darn instant classic. This game is an instant classic.
Stranding.
And
It's being washed up on the shore.
like dialogues like this are gonna just be this just took me right back to Metal Gear Solid 2. But also it's very Kobo Abe. It feels very much like a Kobo Abe novel dialogue between two characters, or some sort of a dialogue that might occur in one of his shorter theater pieces. So it's like in my 20s I might have derided this dialogue, yet today, as someone who has read and reread the entire bibliographies of so many surrealist or absurdist Japanese authors now, I'm 100% on board with being like,
The more I play, the more I see it
yeah,
in bits and pieces.
Like
We've been talking about it throughout the week.
You're free.
like these weird, naive little concepts. Like it's interesting because strand means a string, but stranding
they
means
get their mileage out of that.
yeah, they go so far with all
They
that
give
stuff.
you a rope to attack people with, and they're like, "This
It's
is
called
your
a strand. There's a rope with your blood woven into the the rope. It's like what?
It's big time.
There's the rainbow lens flare again. Wait, is that just? Was it rainbow just red, yellow, and green?
Whoa, buddy! Don't point out everything.
Oh, hugging the mom.
I'm just gonna say it. The rainbows in this game don't have the color blue.
Hugging sister mommy.
I'll be waiting for you.
Me like hug sister mommy is what Sam is thinking right now.
This is just gonna be your video.
Hot sister mommy.
Whoa.
Hot
Whoa,
sister
hey,
mommy,
They
come
changed
back.
it again.
Mommy.
Whose beach is he on, man? Is it his
I wonder
beach,
who
her
his
beach?
voice is in Japanese. Did they
Good
get?
question.
I bet they didn't get Akio Otsuka. Oh,
So,
this is
you
a
know
cut
what?
I'm gonna keep using.
Yeah, some of the stuff we were talking about today that we can't talk about here. When I'm looking at that,
Wait,
it's giving me some thoughts about some of our theories.
Yeah, it's fun to
for things.
recontextualize.
Yeah.
Second time we see that he's handcuffed when he wakes up every morning. Is that to prevent him from sleepwalking? I believe that's the last time the game will explicitly show his handcuff being
Yeah,
cuffed
it's
to the
something
bed.
that you should take for granted after.
Yeah. After that, he clicks it in the
They
morning
fired
when
that
you
gun
wake up.
twice. and
You're gonna see him.
You gotta understand it.
Yeah, you got a little.
But here we are. Mostly at the end. Who's this?
Oh my God! It's
Hardman?
They're still not done talking.
It's
I love
Die
this.
Hardman. This is very Metal Gear Solid 4, this segment.
So right now, at the point I'm at in the game, I have a whole buffet table's worth of
Lord.
choices
Yeah.
of what topic is going to be addressed in the 90-minute still image lecture immediately prior to the extremely anticlimactically short final boss
Like
fight.
the moment,
There's like-
their Naomi Hunter talking about Jean's moment.
Yeah, there's like 80 topics that I think the
Hey.
lecture could be on at the end, and I'm loving it. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he
and I
does this-
believe
he does this,
that's
by the way.
the end. We're done. Oh,
He doesn't want you looking at his crotch, but then you can also, it's like,
first question I asked Hideo Kojima during my interview, you know what it was?
what's that?
The very first question I asked him,
Tell
I
me about
sat
that.
down right in front of him and said,
And this was the answer.
well, I asked him, where'd you get your glasses? And he told me, and we had a long talk about that. The second question I asked him was,
Usually he punches you by now.
why does the vice president grab Raiden's crotch in the elevator? Right.
Oh, when he...
That was the second question
He
I
doesn't
asked
do
him.
it yet.
And,
I thought the answer was always because he thought it was Olga.
well, no. The answer that Hideo Kojima gave me was, it was that movie. What was that movie called? That movie directed by Paul Verhoeven. I was like, what? And I said, RoboCop? He said, no, not RoboCop.
You said RoboCop?
The one where he goes to Mars. And I go, Total Recall? He goes, yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger. When he says something about the party, I'm like, what? And he's like, he says that there's going to be a party tonight or whatever he says. He's telling me this in Japanese. He's like, Konya wa party desho. So when he says that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? And then I'm like, you mean see you at the party, Richter? And he goes, yeah, Michael Ironside. And I'm like,
Villain.
okay. I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, when he grabs him and throws him off the elevator, he grabs him by the crotch and then throws him off the elevator.
Very random.
I'm like, does he? And he's like, yeah, it was a reference to that. It's the same like camera angle. I'm like, I don't think it was. And then I'm like, that's not what I got at all. And he's like,
No.
You didn't? And
Oh,
I'm
boy.
like, no. And he's like, oh, have you seen the movie? And I'm like, well, I mean, have
Yeah,
you?
you just quoted it.
And then I'm like, I don't think anyone read it as that. And he's like, well, that's too bad. And he just looked like disappointed for a second. And I'm like, wow, this guy's on an extremely different level from everybody else in terms of
good and
a lot
for
of
ill.
stuff.
Yeah.
So that's my little Kojima anecdote to close out whatever this
Yeah.
video is.
It's pretty good. If we do anything with it, we might not. I don't know. We'll probably just stream it also.
Should we do a video where we both sit on camera and you interview me about my interview with Kojima?
At some point, we got to do a spoiler cast for this thing.
Yeah, I think Kotaku needs to do spoiler
We're
casts
gonna-
starting with this game.
We're gonna hit this pretty big. I put it on our list of things to do.
We need to do a spoiler cast
So
and have it ready.
start thinking about the things that you really want to talk about, bud.
Yeah, well,
But for now, I think we got to end it.
I'm going to give it the weekend and hopefully I'm going to conquer this goddamn thing.
I'm gonna finish it on Sunday, I think.
Yeah, I'm going to try to finish it
All right,
tonight.
so let's ease off.
Good night, everyone, and goodbye. And make sure you don't get Death Stranded.